once again to ye mateys. I be... Wait for it. Damn it, my notes have gone and moved themselves
There's
around.
a strong dab.
I be your increasingly chilly and autumnal DM, Josh the Pirate, and it brings me more satisfaction than the total aggregate mass of the pyramids of Giza to welcome you back to Scorched Grove and my Humblewood world for more of monsters and magic. Above me, I have me hearty crew, the picturesque Karen Schlink, the poignant Brendan Ellis, the praiseworthy Dan Swelto, and the priceless Daria, surname redacted.
You almost tried to say.
I almost did it, but I was like, no, let's just redact that surname. Daria did
Can you next time do the DJ when you do it?
Surname redacted? Like that?
No, instead of it. Like every time it's like beep.
Daria.
Or like,
Wee.
yeah.
Okay.
Random
The
sound.
priceless Daria, who did most of our channel art, including the new Benneck portrait. Yay, check that shit out. So let's talk about these wonderful people. Brendan, who the absolute heck are you?
Well, I am... So let me check my notes. Brendan Ellis. I am...
I feel attacked.
Yeah, you should, and you deserved it.
I know who I am, I just couldn't remember exactly what funny thing I wrote in front of myself today.
Yeah, it was definitely worth checking your notes for, I think.
Good.
When I'm not being sassy, I'm Brendan Ellis. I direct and act in Perth. I am Brensa in chat where I shitpost, but I feel like most of my shit is coming out my mouth tonight, so that's going to be fun.
Rocks full. Eric does. Cool. Karen, who the heck are you?
I'm hecking Karen. Warning, I've had a lot of caffeine today, so I'm on the edge. Also, my hair's a bit wet, so if I'm sorry, I do that when it's drying. What else is new in my life? I don't know. I am very jittery. I'm an actor, a writer, a performer at large. You can follow me on Twitters at Mother O Bunnies. You can follow me on Instagram, my sexier older ego, Miss Lola Moore. You can listen to my dulcet and occasionally caffeinated tones on the There Be Drag podcast, which you can access via the link in chat. Enjoy.
Karen's audio is being a little bit choppy.
I
think it's your Zoom thing because your video is also being a little bit choppy. So I would advise today we don't use D&D Beyond for Karen.
Well, that's good because I've forgotten the password and it won't let me log in.
Good.
I should not be given coffee, you guys.
No.
I can't be trusted.
Daria, who the absolute heck are you?
Nice. Okay. According to the producer, yes, I'm Daria. I am an artist, and I also play D&D here and on Mondays on the Elder Scribe Twitch channel. You can find my art here or elsewhere. We'll pretend that I update my shit in time. And yeah, that's about it for me.
And D-Rab, who the heck are you?
Me, hello. I am Dan in the meat space, D-Rab in the cyberspace. I'm a one-man Swiss army lurker that will stab you with the good vibes without you knowing. And I hope for the best that you are the best. And I guess, watch yourself, be vigilant. That's all.
That was the most threatening positivity that I have ever witnessed.
Yeah, sinister
Deb,
compassion.
but you feel really positive about it.
And I be Josh the Pirate. You can find me here on my channel, Scorched Grove, where I run D&D. But you did that. Well done. Keep doing it. I also am occasionally on other places. I will be on Phoenixy Wacky next Wednesday for the finale of Deadlands. I will also be on Ardent Roleplay on Tuesday, running my own Shadow Haiku. Lovely to see you. Nice to meet you. I will also be, over on Ardent Roleplay on Tuesday, running a game for Jasper's Game Week, the Aussie edition, with Robert Hartley GM and Clint from Meeples and Dragons, from Ardent Roleplay, and a bunch of other people, including Ardana, and Dead Aussie Gamer will be there as well. It's going to be a hecking good show. Very excited. I'm going to be taking them through my Empty Quarter one-shot, which is quite exciting, and I think most of the people here have actually played before. It's a fun story. What else do we have to talk about? Karen, do you want to tell us a little bit about Ukraine?
Oh wow, you're trusting me with that today after I just admitted what I've done to myself?
Well, Daria literally isn't allowed to tell us, and the other two aren't as invested in the channel.
It's alright, I'll do my best to be respectful. Ukraine, you may have heard of it. It's a country in the east of Europe. It's right next to Russia. That's a problem right now, because Russia is seriously getting up in Ukraine's personal space, and just isn't taking the hint that maybe they should not do that. This has resulted in a lot of Ukrainians becoming homeless and displaced and fleeing into the rest of Europe. And that's expensive and difficult. So, if you have some spare pennies, the Emergency Action Appeal link is in chat. This is a group of charities and not-for-profits that are trying to raise funds to help Ukrainian refugees, so you can donate via the link. The Australian government has pledged $2 million to the cause, and last time I checked, they had raised almost another $2 million. So, if you can, please help, because they're going through some shit. And when you're going through some shit, it really helps when people extend some help in whatever small way you can.
Thank you very much. I must also
surprisingly coherent.
Yeah, no. I must also remind our generous, kindly, and possibly even philanthropic audience to please like, follow, and subscribe to all the things, you bloody champions. We have all the exclamation mark socials, and you can check out all the episodes you may have missed on our exclamation mark YouTube. Sneaky YouTube plug in there. It's pretty much up to date, so yeah, you can catch up on all the things you may have missed that aren't currently on Twitch. Right. I think we need a bit of a recap. Philanthropic, well, maybe. I don't know, Spina, you could be. Spina, I also sent you an invite to the Discord, just FYI, so you stop bugging me about it. Everybody else who wants to be in the Discord, I'll get on it. But Spina's been supporting us for a very long time, so Spina deserves it.
I don't
I'm
want to be
glad
that
you're there,
person.
Spina.
You've been saying you'll be on it for like weeks. Just
Hopefully not more chaos. Yes, hopefully not more chaos. But we are all about the chaos here on Scorched Grove as long as it's fantasy. Daria, tell us what fantasy chaos happened last week.
Oh boy, well, after the surprise visit from a charming but also very sassy Welpen, we came to the conclusion that something is not right in the realm of the defenders of this city, which are Wildwood Brigade. I remember the name. And we very much suspect that Lamar, yes? Larimar, fuck. Oh, almost.
Close.
Larimar is somehow connected to this stuff. So Cash decided to get on the level with the new major who, ousted Cash. And turns out she's not even there. She was also pushed out, maybe because of how uncorruptible she is. And a new guy, a very strange, we've never seen him before, dude, is like, Cash, love your work, hope you win. And that's it. And we didn't get any information out of him because he doesn't know anything. But after that, Eric went to Fireman Brigade. I'm so good at this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fireman Brigade is what I'm calling it now.
Brigade. We posed for some posters, some calendars.
We have a Wildwood Brigade and we have a Fireman Brigade.
Yeah.
So the tenders are there.
Oh my god.
They
Wish
love Eric.
I could draw a Wildwood Brigade sexy calendar.
Oh, that. Listen, you can commission that. It's possible. But
It's very expensive to send money right now.
True. But yes, that is something that happened. But also, we met with Benneck. Benneck suddenly received a strange letter saying that, hey, people are disappearing in the city and it's coming from up top. It's very strange. Hey, Benneck, you're so cool and so sexy and so buff. Go investigate. And Benneck said bye and went to investigate, where he met with Cash and the rest, told us what's going on. We also have some information, so we mashed out information together, and it seems like there's a specific place where they keep all the people, and also some gangs disappeared as well. So we think it's all connected. So we, of course, bought a present for Eric, which is very important. Cash, like a boss-ass bitch, came and like paid the money for people in the brigade who didn't have the money because the payroll was stolen by the Vulcan. And as cool people, we decided to go. You stole letters. Cash stole letters from Larimar.
She failed to, but she tried to, and then she received some legally.
Yeah, so
Is that it didn't need
Cash
to steal them after
succeeded
all?
in getting the letters. Yeah,
Yes.
that's how we will go with it. And we have the letters. We haven't investigated them yet, but we're on the road to the place where the people are hidden. And also, we have a job like 6 hours away from there, from Wildwood Brigade. So it is all very connected, very useful. Also, Eric is maybe being demoted as well because his grandma suddenly cares. That's it.
I'm fascinated because I'm like, is this what Daria gets from the story?
Yes.
I love it.
It's mostly about tracks.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't make notes. My memory shit.
No,
This is
fantastic.
what you get.
Okay. Well,
Am I the only nerd that takes notes on this campaign?
I don't take notes.
Take notes when I can be bothered.
Right. Thank you for the follow, Shadow Haiku, and Spina. No mean was meant by it. Yeah, 13 out of 10 for the recap, Daria. Cool.
You should know, Spina, that 90% of mine and Josh's relationship is being rude
Bugging.
to each other. So.
Well, mateys, may your sleight of hand checks be flawless and all your gifts be flame retardant as we head tremulously at first and then with mounting heat and passion back into the Humblewood. So, you set off to the northwest. How are you traveling? Are you sticking to the roads? Are you cutting cross country? Are you catching a ride on something?
What is the most direct route?
Well, Cash, you're a woods person. So you would be able to cut across country without slowing the pace of the party at all. So there is a couple of roads that lead out of the Humblewood. In fact, I will find a picture of the Humblewood and show our audience. That's what we're dealing with here. You are heading to the north, to the northwest rather, of the Alderheart, which is pretty much it's in the center, but at the upper end of the center. That's a phrase and a way of putting things. And hang on. Now that everyone can see it, there we go. And so yeah, you're heading pretty much due northwest of the Humblewood. There isn't any of the Alderheart. There isn't any major roads that go there. So to take a road there, you'd have to go down to Winnowing Reach and then up, which is a massive detour. But it wouldn't be through. It wouldn't be through forest, so it would probably take a normal person about the same amount of time. However, Cash is a very good woods person.
Just thinking, given I have that ability, we would probably like cut across.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we didn't have cash, then I would say let's take the road, but we do.
Karen and I both go, yeah, pretty much, yeah. Cool. All right, well, then you're heading up that way. Now, is the intention to... So you have a job from Larimar. She has sent you to kill one final elemental for a grand total of more money than the Wildwood Brigade is owed. So, you know, you've got to wonder what their priorities are. But these elementals must be really important to get them killed. And it's probably a pretty big and nasty one for them to send you guys rather than the regular army.
Or they're trying to get us out of the way.
Or that.
Which didn't occur to me until right then.
And they are also sending you to a... then also Benneck has information that there is a prison for political detainees not that far away from the place where this elemental is supposed to be, so that's kind of convenient.
Now, there is a non-zero chance that we are being sent here specifically to get killed. So I wonder if, in case it is some kind of actual ambush, whether it would be worth us kind of going around and maybe hitting up this prison camp first and then coming from a direction that they're not expecting us to come. What do you think?
I was thinking we should probably just cut straight through the woods. Basically take a direct route. And, you know, I like to think they're expecting us to take the roads, but we shan't. I don't know, maybe they're expecting me to cut through the woods because I'm like, oh, naturey and stuff.
Or maybe they know that you expect them to expect that, so maybe you are outsmarting them by doing that.
Well, why
Just go
don't
through the
you
goddamn woods. It's faster, right?
Maybe
Yeah,
we should hijack a Heskelian and approach from the air.
No, we talked about this. And I thought you were on my side.
No, I was, and I still am. I just wanted to, you know, we're with new people. I just wanted
I
to.
wanted to see the look of terror cross my face as I contemplated how to stop us doing that.
I'm sorry, that was very irresponsible
Because
of
I
me.
swear to God, Arthur was pretty close to just doing it without me. So
Now
Well,
he has the
maybe,
facility.
maybe if we had done it at the time, then he would still be with us. But
Oh,
you better be
Well.
joking.
I fidget my like cape at attention.
no, that was more a dig at him than it was at you. Sorry if that didn't.
Okay, it felt like a dig at me.
No.
Like, well, maybe if
It-
you'd
it was a
indulged
very
Arthur's
bad idea.
crazy things, maybe he wouldn't have gone off and done a crazy thing the second you left him alone.
Hey, quick segue. Why do you think they want to kill us now? Did we show our hand? Did we show that we are like?
Well,
Yes.
I don't think so, but I'm not a spy.
I
Sneaking
mean, I'm
around
just.
doing covert things isn't usually my forte, so there's every chance I ballsed it up and I just don't know.
Well, I don't think they've only just decided this. I'm just going off of the letter that we found in Scops's hoard, which indicated that they perhaps had sent us there to get killed.
Fools. Takes more than a wake worm to kill us.
turns out.
It sure does.
It occurs to you, Kesh, that you could take the road initially, and then when no one's watching, then start cutting across country.
Oh my goodness, you guys, I had the best idea.
Okay.
Let's head out on the road, and then once there's no one else around, go into the forest and disappear.
Oh, smart.
Sneaky.
Question:
Okay.
Would I be able to recognize if we are being followed or watched? Is that something?
Yeah, you could definitely. Yeah.
Do a little check.
Sorry, I forgot. I
Can we-
didn't. I was trying to figure out if you were asking the group or me. Yeah, you can definitely check to see if anybody's following you or watching you or observing your passing. Would you be doing this in the city or on your way out of the city?
On our way out, like I think on the road it's easier to see if someone's
Yeah,
following you or not.
That's it.
So
Yeah, make me a perception check. Anybody who wants to, unless you would choose to use a different skill. Daria, if you want to use a different skill and you can make a decent argument for it, then yeah. None of this uncanny dodge, though. No.
I
No
use my
danger
uncanny dodge.
sense.
No,
I'm
I
not
would use
letting you use danger
perception.
sense.
No, listen, I have
Sensible.
character growth.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take what I'm given.
Oh, 19's pretty
19.
good.
Nice.
Other
Solid
people are
first roll,
welcome to
Daria.
take anything else if they like, but 19's pretty solid. Yeah, see you in a moment. Shadow Haiku. Excellent name, by the way. Cool. Yeah,
I think they said it's Haichu.
Haichu.
Yes.
Hey, two.
Okay, even better. Fine.
Hey, Chu.
Haichu. Like a
Haichu.
sneeze.
It probably
Uh,
means something that
It probably does.
us poor monolinguists do not.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, you.
Well,
do
I'm like
not-
1.5.
Daria, Julio, you notice you're passing as you head out the gate. The guards are perch guard, are birdfolk guards, and they do like there is thing is, Cash is quite important, and like a well-known personage. And Benneck has actually, come to think of it, one of the famous saviors of Alderheart. Shadow Corporal. There you go.
That sounds badass.
That's
though.
actually much cooler. Yeah, I like that.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
dope.
dope. Love it.
Because hay is black. No? No, that's
What do you
Chinese.
mean?
Fuck, I'm sorry. Forget it. I was like, am I smart? No.
Turns out no.
Hey, Daria does speak more than one language. So.
Right, Darius,
Yeah, but-
I don't know, possibly. No, Dan probably speaks more than one language. Dan, do you speak more than one language?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Oh, what do you speak?
Filipino.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because Dan is Filipino.
Convenient growing up bilingualism.
Yeah, I'm massively jealous.
Damn my
Yeah.
entirely English-speaking upbringing.
Yeah, no.
What's the joke? I speak English and bad English.
I speak one language
Wait.
quite well.
Karen,
Yeah.
you said 0.5. What's the 0.5?
I studied Italian all throughout school, so I can manage a conversation
Yeah.
in Italian, but very badly, with a lot of. So it's not really.
Yeah, see,
speaking.
that's me with Chinese. I can like survive like on a few words and say bye and go die somewhere.
And identify military ranks apparently. All right. Well, let us continue now that we've figured out what Shadow Haichu is. All right. So, yeah, you notice that you are being watched, but you don't think it's because of anything more than, oh, that's Benneck of the Saviors of Alderheart, and oh, that's Kesh, the Major of the Wildbird Brigade. That's kind of interesting, and I wonder who those guys are.
Who are those
sorry,
cool, handsome people there?
Yeah, that particularly attractive Gerbine with them. Look at him, he's all dashing with his eye patch. One of them comes all over a swoon at the handsome Corvum Druid with you. He thinks you're a bit of a dish, Eric. So you guys continue on up the road, and as you there is a fair amount of traffic heading up that way, people returning to their homes after the fires, but certainly there would be a spot to dive off the road where Julio is pretty confident no one is following you.
Excellent.
If we, I mean, I could go now, but otherwise, if we want to stay on the road maybe until night, and then tomorrow morning I can cast some spells which can get us through the woods for a few hours without us being traceable.
Ooh, that is a good idea, because then even if they come tracking us, they won't be able to find the trail.
Well, you left in mid-afternoon, so you won't get a huge amount of distance anyway away from the city before nightfall. So yeah.
I imagine. I mean, you probably know this better than me. Probably both Cash and Julio. Would it be better for us to camp side of the road or in the forest?
I think we should get off the path into the forest, just in case their plan is literally to wait until we make camp for the night and then.
Oh sure.
Okay.
So you're gonna make an effort to hide your camp.
Yes.
Also, Eric, if I might suggest, if we camp in the forest, this could be a covert place, as a little hidey place for you to investigate the letters.
Oh, yes, great idea. Okay,
Cool.
well, let us know when we're going to go off-road, and I'll cast Pass Without Trace.
Alrighty. Well, you make you would probably go a couple of hours down the road before you find a point. You can't see anybody in either direction for about half a mile. You find a good stretch where there's just nobody, and you're like, all right, now, and it's coming toward dusk at this point anyway, so it'd probably be a good spot to divert. And
Come on, sneak off the road.
Eric casts Pass Without Trace.
Yep.
And you head maybe half an hour into the forest, Kesh in the lead, before you find this is not not very far from the Scorched Grove. In fact, it's not very far from the place where you fought the first elemental together. And when I say together, I really mean Kesh and Eric fought the first large elemental together outside the summoning circle. So, as in, you're still a few hours away from it, but it's in the same neck of the woods, literally. You would find... would you be looking for anything specific in a camping site?
And a bit of a clearing, probably. A little bit of a clearing.
Maybe a river?
A river.
For some fresh water. You find one relatively easily. You find it's a burnt. The tree has died many years ago, but there is a sort of not a cave exactly, but there's a large an opening in its trunk large enough that a couple of people could sleep in it. So sort of a very shallow cave, but in the trunk of a dead tree. And about 100 feet away is a small stream. So a semi-decent place for a pretty decent place for a camp, and you can set up you can set up a small fire to see by without, and the tree would hide a good portion of it, so it wouldn't be visible from every direction. Cool. So you find your campsite for the night. And what do you do that evening?
Well, I'd want to get the letters out to kind of examine the handwriting. That would be my big task for the evening. Will be, did we panic about nothing, or are we right?
Okay.
I would like to either assist with that or lead with that. I think that's probably.
I think it wouldn't be unfair to say that Eric is far more experienced with handwriting than Kesh. The only other person in the group who would be at least as accomplished with handwriting would be Benneck.
Well, I'm transcribing, sending.
Oh, you're doing that.
Or
Okay.
doing parts. Yep.
Very well. In which case, it's
I'm
definitely
cooking.
Eric. And Julio's cooking dinner.
That's
Glorious.
yes.
Julio, what are you cooking? Now that you bring it up.
Oh boy.
And create bonfire just because I'm cool.
Aw, well, you are cool, Benneck. I never doubted you for a second. That's so passive aggressive for no reason.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're next to
What
the
did I
river.
do?
Yeah, you don't suck at all, Benneck. We really do like you. You are welcome to stay.
It was never in doubt.
Asshole.
No, okay,
Sit
we're
down.
next to the river, right? I will do the cool thing of catching fish with my hands. Is there fish?
Yeah, in a stream. All right. Make me a nature check or survival.
Is Julio like karate chopping fish out of the
No,
stream?
he's
I'm
tickling-
trying to use my
tickling
sleight
them.
of hand.
Oh, all right. No, I'll allow sleight of hand. I'll allow sleight of hand. I like that idea. You
Wait,
sleight
you
of
can either
hand
be
some
like
fish out of the water.
Karate chopping them, or you're doing that thing where you like tickle their tummy and then
Yeah.
they kind of go.
It's a
Liver.
tickling. You have to. They
21.
swim
Are you
into your
tickling or
hand.
chopping?
Tickling.
I am chopping.
chopping.
Oh,
All
well,
right.
never mind.
Yeah. And yeah, just snatching fish out of the water. At 21, yeah, you snatch out a decent meal for everybody.
So I cook
Noodling.
them over the fire. I do the best thing the chef can do. Also, that's a good reminder for everyone because you're with me. I can cook treats, and I have 3 treats to give out, which I will give everyone. Each gives you 3 temporary hit points.
Nice.
For the next day.
And for the next day, yeah, that's right.
It
Chef
lasts
feat.
8 hours, so yeah,
Okay.
that's the
Eat
thing.
it in the morning, or if
Well,
we
yeah.
wake up in the middle of the night and we're
Eat
being
it for
Yeah,
breakfast.
yeah, yeah.
Eat it for
Shove
breakfast.
it in
Yeah,
your
yeah,
face.
Okay, cool. You gain
I
3
believe they were
temporary hit
hash
points.
browns last
They're
time.
usually hash browns, let's be honest.
I'm branching out. I'm doing new things.
Yeah, gorgeous. So, fire-seared perch and hash browns for dinner. Amazing. Heck yeah, I want to be on this camping trip. Kesh and Eric. Eric leads the way. Hey, Thamior, good to see you. Good evening, Bishop Blood. Good to see you as well. Short visit for now. Ah, excellent. Cool. Eric, you make me... how would you be trying to determine this? What skill would you like to use to determine
Well, first of all, I'm going to get Hope out. It's been a while since since we've seen each other.
Yes.
So I'll have her perch on my shoulder, and she'll
She
be
would
the one.
appear in the bonfire. Initially.
Brilliant. I hold my hand out to her, and then if she comes, I put her on my shoulder so that she provides me the light.
She would approach quite cautiously, like not in fear, but in like, yeah, just sort of there was a thing between you and me, and yeah, like she wants to sit, like you have a treat, but you haven't. It's like a semi-tame creature that wants the treat you're holding, but also hasn't seen you in a while. Yeah, so she would be a little bit. Can I have an animal handling or nature with advantage?
Okay. Can I persuade you to make that an arcana, since it's kind of magic-y?
Yeah, alright.
Great. I mean, my animal handling is just as good anyway. But...
Then make it animal handling.
Okay. Fair. Four.
Oof. Yeah. She takes a little while to be coaxed on. Like, this isn't a hard pass. It takes you a good 10 minutes to sort of rekindle your bond with this creature, if you excuse the play on words. But yeah, she hops up on your shoulder eventually and nuzzles the cheek that the feather is normally on.
Mm-hmm. Hello, it's good to see you again.
She cheeps like a small bird would, and you get in your mind, you feel not you don't hear the word greetings, but you feel greetings.
Great. I gather up the paperwork. Cash has the sample from Larimar. I don't know if Cash also has the sample that we picked up from the office, or whether that's Julio, but
I believe I
you
took
collect
it.
all the proof together.
Yeah. Cash, would you mind? Do you want to assist on this?
Oh, absolutely. I was hoping to kind of look over your shoulder if that's not too annoying.
No, absolutely. I could use the hand.
So you two sit next to each other, shoulder to shoulder, with Hope sitting in between.
Yeah.
Shedding dim light to 15 feet. And yeah, you observe. How do you do this? What do you...
I would like to use perception.
Okay.
To perceive that the curves of the letters are in the same places, that the spacing of the letters is the same.
Okay. Alrighty, yes, you can make a perception check with advantage.
Fantastic. Wow. That was a 1 and a 15. So with the 15, that's 22.
Good that you had advantage, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like, wow, that was almost bullshit.
Mind you, the 15 was the first number. So yeah, good. 22. Yeah, so what exactly are you wanting to determine? You're comparing how many samples of handwriting?
We are comparing the sample that Kesh got from Larimar of, hey, this is the mission brief, this is the assignment,
Yep.
to two other samples, to a sample that we got from the office,
Yep.
and I think we got one from the bin or something.
And the
Yeah,
other
we took
the
it.
letter
We took
that
it.
Scott's had.
Yeah.
Yeah, as well as that letter as well.
Okay. Those two match, but Larimar's handwriting, well, what you assume to be Larimar's handwriting, does not.
And that's the one that came from
That
Kesh got.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, these don't match. I'm going to go through
It is
every.
close.
Does it look like it might have been
Someone trying to...
purposely obfuscated? Does it look like natural writing?
It does look fairly natural, with a 22 and perception, not investigation. This is somebody has done a pretty good job of impersonating Larimar's handwriting. But it does not, to the point where it looks natural. It does look like they maybe just have similar style handwriting, but you couldn't tell more unless you were to try investigation.
I can if you'll let me, otherwise I'm happy to assist Kesh.
In fact, you know what? I will happily let Cash make an investigation or an insight.
I can't see my character sheet, so which one is better?
Oh, fuck, I don't know.
Well, one assumes you're logged into D&D Beyond.
I am, but I was logged in as Javier.
I can say that for you.
As I recall, it's your insight's pretty darn good.
I'm pretty sure my insight is +5.
Yeah.
You can always direct message me the password.
Oh. Well, I could do that, I suppose, yeah. Your wisdom is +4. Insight would be 7, and your investigation is a 2.
Well, then let's do insight then.
Very well. Would you like me to click on it for you?
Sure, go ahead. I just got my
Oh!
hard dice.
Nat 20!
Oh! Nap.
Natty
I'm not-
20's in chat.
Hang on a sec, Eric. Let me look at this a little closer for a moment.
Yes, of course.
So, Kesh, you're trying to determine the sort of thought process behind this, and yeah, you can only assume that the person is doing this to frame Larimar, to make it look like Larimar is sending these messages out.
Well, now, isn't that interesting?
But it's also worthy to note that Larimar is doing all these things. There isn't anyone who bosses her around in the Alderheart command structure. And everything you know of her does feel like, yeah, I'll never have to roll for again. And it gets my first nat 20 out of the way. It does feel like Larimar would be the sort of person, like you. She is quite well known to be Alderheart for the bird folk. Like, that's her political stance. And she's not anti-humble folk. She's just like, yeah, but I don't see why you think you should get to make choices.
Not in my town.
Yeah.
It's like the people say, I'm not racist. I just don't want them living in my neighborhood.
Yeah, I don't dislike them. I just don't need them
I just don't
around.
want to see them. Yeah. Great.
I don't think it's quite that. It's more like, it's like, no, you're welcome to live here. Just do as I say. Yeah.
But what have you really contributed?
All things
You
Larimar believes, not
embody
Josh.
You embody this
Don't
real
you put
well.
that
I'm
on
just
me.
gonna
I
say
vote
that much.
Greens.
So, are you saying that from what we've seen, she hasn't been misrepresented?
Yeah, it feels like this totally could have been Larimar, but you don't actually think the person who wrote these specific letters is.
Is it...
Also,
would it be...
you don't have... Neither of the other two letters are signed from Larimar. One of them is signed Larry, as in L-A-R-I. Larry, and then it got burned away. But there's no specific... No one's actually ever claimed to be Larimar in those letters.
Yeah.
So could it be someone impersonating that? Because let's be honest, it wouldn't be beyond her to do shit like this. But maybe she's showing a rarely used honourable streak, and someone is like, well, I'm not down for that, so I'm going to make it look like she did actually do the thing.
Yes, it could be a malicious impersonation, or it could be, which I think is probably more likely, but there is also the possibility that it is one of her underlings who is writing these letters on her behalf, but is trying to appear as her under her orders.
Look, I did have a case in the Wildwood Brigade at one point where one of the captains was getting one of their underlings to write the reports for them because they couldn't be bothered, but they didn't want, us to know that they weren't bothering to write their own report.
Right.
So they got their underling to get really good at writing like them, and then they would write the reports pretending to be them.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So is it possible that she's delegating this to someone instead, but pretend it's from me, write as if you're me? This is what my handwriting looks like. Go in and write like me.
Although it seems like that would just serve to incriminate herself.
Yeah, but possibly she's doing it that way, so if she's busted, she can be like, well, this is clearly a forgery, this isn't actually my handwriting. So she may actually be protecting herself by making it look like she's being framed, when in fact she is doing the bad thing. But we may be getting a little too convoluted there.
I mean, at the very least, we can be confident in saying that these weren't written by her.
I don't think so, no.
Sorry, might I suggest something? I think there's another possibility, which, it's certainly not biased because I just heard some shit in the roots. But we did have a person who specifically led us to that place and planted the seed of suspicion on Larimar, which is Tavernish, who stole the payroll and brought us to the place with these letters. I'm not implying anything, but it is a little bit convenient, isn't it? Maybe we know the person who wrote these letters.
It's a good point. DM, would it be possible to do a retroactive insight on Tavernish?
Yeah.
Just kind of looking back on the things that he's said and with this kind of idea?
Yeah, I'll allow it. Daria trying to make up for the earlier comments about how mediocre Dan is.
Shush.
Oh, this was underhanded. Never mind.
Abjuration, Thamior. He's a tank wizard. Yes, you may make a retroactive insight. Swole. Yes.
Yes.
Look how
Swole
broad
wizard.
and hunky he is. Yeah, retroactive insight, 21 on Tavernish. Yeah, Tavernish seemed shady as fuck, but he seemed like, I suppose...
was his concern genuine?
Yes. Well, the thing was, so Tavernish came to you, and I do recall the line, I don't really have I'm not even sure what I really want you to do. He said, I brought you the information, and I'm happy to help you get more if you want. I just didn't feel comfortable being the one who possessed that information. Hi, Kai Raven. So he didn't... Tavernish was shady as fuck, but not about this, I think. It would be your read on him.
That would be my concern. Unless they were recruited by a third party to try and put us on the wrong trail, what would their motivation be for... If anything, if they stole the payroll?
Tavernish, was recruited by a third party.
But I feel like that's getting a bit more convoluted now. I feel like he did nothing except for incriminate himself in the involvement of stealing the payroll. So he was shady about a lot, but not about that. I think.
I was genuinely surprised at how, few questions you guys actually asked about his involvement with everything else.
He just
That
came
is
in...
why Julio retroactively is very sus. Goddamn, we were fooled.
I love that he didn't
just-
mention it.
He just came in so strong,
Yeah.
Just like, hey, let me soothe your worried mind, Kesh, and then I will take your hand and lead you into a conspiracy theory.
And he did.
He was quite charming.
He
Yeah.
did very successfully.
Comfortably the most charming person in this group.
By a long shot.
As in high net straight 20 on charisma. Very, very charismatic creature. And a
I think my
Vulpin, no
supposed to use
less.
charisma as a dump stat, so... Well done, us.
Well, look, when we get to this place that, is it Kral?
Crawl.
I wasn't asking God, I was asking one of the other characters.
Yeah, it's crawl as I'm still transcribing my sending spell from in the background.
Well, when we get to this place that Crawlers has sent us, maybe we can keep an eye out for offices and paperwork there and see if there's handwriting there that matches what we already have.
Yeah.
And
Yes,
see
you
if we
might
can put a
be.
name to it.
You know, when I thought about solving a conspiracy, I didn't imagine myself having to collect a whole lot of handwriting samples. But the more I think about it, the more that makes sense.
I mean, the fact that we've got any handwriting samples is actually quite remarkable. Most conspiracies are done through word of mouth and messengers and yes. From
Really
what I've
hard
heard.
to
know a
write
lot,
that
huh?
into a D&D campaign, unfortunately.
Yeah, you know a lot about conspiracies, Eric.
Yeah, look, if you had come to my cousin's wedding, then perhaps you might understand why.
His
Well, I
family
would.
messed up, Julio. Like,
Aw,
oh my god. No
I
offense,
would
Eric,
go
but
there.
that was a lot.
No offense taken. I'm sorry that if you felt I was rubbing that in your face, though, Julio. Look, next time I get invited to a formal event which I am concerned about my life being in danger of, you'll be the first person on my list to invite.
oh, that's so nice. I will take that. Also, can I do like a perception or something to see if Hope is remotely interested in the gift we got Eric recently?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Eric, have you shown Hope the gift?
Oh, I just remembered. Sorry, Benneck and Julio, I was just so
what?
distracted. Hey,
Pop it up on your shoulder?
Hope. Yeah, maybe on my other shoulder.
Yeah, Hope.
Oh.
Sort of. Julio, seeing as you asked, can you roll
I am
me...
not seeing this. I'm back at
Can
writing.
you roll a pick highs or lows? Can you pick highs or lows? And lows?
Rose.
Um,
Yes.
Bishop Blood. Can you type exclamation mark roll space 2 in chat? we
Please
want a
be
1.
good.
And
Why would you
Benneck,
put
are
that
doing
pressure?
This...
Does that mean we all have to watch while Hope is just
A
like
2!
Oh,
Oh, why?
Bolly got a 1
God
though.
damn it.
Thanks, Bolly. Yeah, what I will say happens, based on those rolls, that was way more interesting actually, Bolly. I like this solution better. Hope initially is like, like pokes around it, and Eric, you have to sort of explain what it's for, like convince it to sit on. Like no, because you sit in it, and then you actually put it on your shoulder where Hope was sitting before, and Hope's like, right, okay, and then climbs in it.
I find some small twigs and
Yeah.
tinder.
Yeah. And it goes, right, why isn't it made of sticks? That'd be better. And it climbs in. The ones that are flammable ignite. You get a bit of ash on your shoulder, but I'm sure you're not unused to that. And the nest warms quite pleasantly on your shoulder, probably to the point where it's actually quite uncomfortably hot. 'Cause
I
it's
do
heavy.
hope this isn't molten iron that fuses to my feathers.
It won't go molten, but it is like when you leave a warm thing near a fire, or literally
Yes.
in contact with it.
There will be a point where I go, oh, yes, good. You've got the point, and I'll just put it
You pop it on the ground next to you.
elsewhere.
Yeah.
Julio would be like watching intently the entire time as to you're probably very uncomfortable by putting it away because Julio's like,
How close does Julio get?
Very gross.
Hope is like eye contacting you, like a bird trying to understand, like tilting its head and examining you. And
Can I try to give it a bit of fish?
yeah, oh, it would eat, it'd nom that down.
Yes.
Hope is
Sea
flame,
fish.
though. Yeah, like this is the thing, because Hope is only like its appearance is that of a bird, but it is very much a fire elemental.
Yes.
But I kind of enjoy that you're doing all this bird stuff with it. Okay, cool. So that ate up an hour of our stream. Right, so the following day, is there anything else you want to do this evening? You had a great meal.
I wanted to check how many hours of my 6 that I need for sending did I spend on transcribing.
How long would you have spent? You would have probably made camp around 6 at night. So do you push through till midnight and take the first watch?
Yeah, but I wouldn't be watching because I'm transcribing.
Yeah.
I will volunteer to watch with Benneck,
Okay.
so that he can use that time transcribing.
Sure. All right. In which case, Benneck, I'm happy to say that you do it all in one night.
The years of doing cram nights at the AVM are
Your eyes are really sore by the end of it. You're like Daria last night. Daria was put the pedal to the metal on getting the artwork for Benneck done for us, and the feathers were really killing her apparently.
Yes. I mean, I
Looks
did use
great.
eye drops afterwards. I was like, oh god. That's it.
Good.
All right, I'll add it to my book.
You have now got the spell sending. Benneck, do you cast sending, or are you going to do that tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Okay. And Eric, I'm going to say, can you roll me a Constitution save?
Okay.
To see whether or not you are exhausted.
Oh, I was just gonna nap after, like I was just gonna take the first watch.
Oh, right.
With me, yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. But then only 2 others are taking watches as well. So it's.
Can we not do
I thought you were doing
three watches, or do we need 4 watches?
To make sure everybody gets a good night's sleep, 4 is the ideal. It's not a particularly high DC, is all.
Okay,
You just have a
that's fine.
relatively short night's sleep. You'd only get 6 hours, rather than
Sure.
the more ideal 8.
Con save?
Yes.
Ooh. Nah.
Yeah. You don't after that much time like watching the dark, you just don't sleep particularly well. Fortunately, nothing very much happens the following day unless you want stuff to happen the following day. So you'll get a good night's sleep tomorrow night. I was just interested. Benneck, do we cast sending on the morrow?
Yeah, because I have to prepare it anyway.
Right. So Benneck prepares sending. You cut across country. You get about nearly halfway to your destination. Probably a little bit more than a third of the way, or about somewhere between a third and a half. An inconvenient fraction of the distance to your 2/5 of the total distance to your destination, and you make camp in the lee of a large willow.
Just quickly, for 6 of those hours, I will be casting Pass Without Trace, so that we don't leave any trace.
Leave any traces?
We're
Very
so
well.
paranoid. Wowzer.
Or look.
It's clearly a conspiracy, Julio. I think we're allowed to be a little bit suspicious.
There's a bird cult.
There's a bird cult inside a tree. And
Yeah.
the
Not
guy
where you would
named
expect it to
Fox
be.
robbed them. Well, I guess that is.
So, what are you sending?
Oh, well, the first sending has to go to Trish Kappa.
Sure. What are you saying?
I say, don't be alarmed.
Okay.
One of the most
I-
soothing things that you can say to someone.
Yes.
Don't
Whatever
panic.
you do, don't panic.
Like,
Put
it's
the candle
real.
back.
Lurk sending.
Cool.
In emergencies, I'll cast it. You can reply, like, message. You're used to this by now. Take care.
Oh, Benneck, hi. Good. I'm glad you figured it out. Where are you? Hope you're well. The work on the body continues. Bye.
Oh, I mean, I'm glad they're progressing over there.
It makes it sound like she's just working out.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
They're
they
just all
haven't
over there
started.
pumping on.
Yeah.
Look,
Eye of the tiger plays. They're punching stuff you feet.
gotta keep
Yes, there's
the
a
hand
whole-
strong for slapping Nevermore.
There's a whole bunch of dummies that all look like Nevermore, yeah, that she's sort of just working out on. Cool, you do that.
I cast it again because she asked the question. It's rude to not
Valid.
reply. And go middle of forest near Alderheart. Cash and Eric probably say hi. I'm assuming. Though Eric seems scared of you, maybe I might be looking plenty.
See you soon, Thamio. Thanks very much for hanging out. Yeah, you get another response. It's good. He should be scared of me. Take care, Benneck. Give my love to Kesh.
Great. We're just walking or traveling or whatever.
I
I'm
would
just
say
like,
you do this when you get to your campsite for the night.
that's fair. I'm like, hey, Cash.
Hey,
Krish
Lizelle.
sends her regards.
Oh,
Also, the sending spell works fine.
right. We should probably get in touch with Charlotte Den then.
That might be hard because I don't think I've met Shyla.
Oh, shoot.
No, you have not.
I did not think of that. Would there be anyone with
There might
her?
be. It's like there might be possible if you could describe her to me well enough, but it's still like we're taking a chance there.
Right.
Have I met Shyla?
Yes.
You can
Ooh,
use the
did you?
scroll.
No, you.
I think I've at least kind of been around. While-
I think the only time Shyla has been involved was when Kesh went to see her at the very beginning of the season, and I don't think the rest of you were there.
No.
So I don't think so. You may have seen her at a distance, but probably not. She would have been at the crest. So, yeah, no.
Maybe
Sadly,
try a
sadly,
sketch?
you've just spoken to somebody who has met Shyla Den. The entire other party knows Shyla, at least
Damn it.
to talk to, but Cash knows her. But yeah, that's
Cash
the only
can't
person.
do that.
Yeah. Well, anyone can read a scroll, right?
Yeah, but it's just it'll
But
go away once you do it.
Yeah.
I think it has to be on the list of your class's spells if you need
Oh,
to
that might
cast
be
it.
true.
Ah, right.
So I think
I
that's how
think
it
Eric's
But,
into it because he's a druid.
Right.
I think the scroll has gone away anyway when you scribe it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that consumes the scroll.
I thought, yeah, that's what that happened.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Damn.
But
Cash.
Cash, maybe you could try doing a sketch of her. Would that help, Benneck?
I'll certainly try. I mean, I'm new to this sending thing.
You'll also know where, Cash, and you'll be able to explain to Benneck very well where Shyla should be.
Okay.
So that might help. Because she'll be in the commander's office at the crest, which you know well because you've used it yourself.
Okay. Well, I will try and draw a picture, kind of, and tell Benneck as much detail about Shyla Den as I can, where she'll be, what she looks like,
Yeah.
Full
So
disclosure, I
Charlotte
can do
is
this
a-
one more time today.
Charlotte is a Vulpin cleric. She, I believe, is a Anardea worshipper. She should be in the office of the commander at the crest, which Kesh would be able to describe reasonably well. Kesh, can you make me You're taking a while on it, so I'll give you advantage on the roll, but a performance check to draw a picture of Shyla Den.
Ooh. A 9 and an 11 on the dice.
Uh-huh.
So not my best.
And are you proficient in performance? No, 0. An 11. Okay, Benneck. This is going to be an Arcana check for you. That just made the DC quite high, but
Oh, good.
yeah, an 11. It's not particularly great to meet someone you've never met.
Alright.
So, an Arcana
Arcana.
check, please.
Not dirty 20.
Filthy 20.
Oh, yeah,
Ooh.
nasty 20.
Okay. Kesh, what do you want Benneck to say?
It's 25 words in it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just write it down and then I'll just like.
Yeah.
It's like. Cash asks, what circumstances left Command Alderheart confused by replacement? Corvum. What was his name? I do have it written down somewhere.
Nils.
Niels.
Niels.
Winter something.
Yeah.
Winter something.
Wintervale.
Wintervale. Please reply. Suspect council messing with me.
I repeat that because I would assume it was written on a piece of paper.
Yeah, I'll write it on a piece of paper for you.
Yeah.
And we'll
Okay,
pretend
cool.
Cash did a few goes until she got it, you know. how
Yeah,
she
like
wanted it.
edited,
Yeah.
counted 25 words.
So, what circumstances did she leave Alderheart? And
What circumstances did she leave command of Alderheart? Confused by the replacement.
yeah,
Please
Just
reply.
Council's probably fucking with you.
The council's probably messing with me.
okay. New brain, who dis? She responds, "Hello, tell Cash, Sheridan ordered the transfer. Cash supposed to be my replacement. Don't know Nils Wintervale."
Right.
Yeah, I both say and write it down as I go.
Say hi to
As
Cash
it-
from me.
Also, hi.
Right. So she left thinking I was taking back over.
And I don't know if I was clear. General ordered.
But presumably she was told that I was coming back to take back over in that case.
Is General humble folk or bird folk?
Humble.
I
She
just,
is a
you know,
servant.
Cash, I don't know enough about the situation, and I haven't met this Nils guy, but he did say he was kind of on the level. He wasn't acting shady. Perhaps he doesn't know, and perhaps the reason both humble folk were like pushed out is because someone higher up just wants to gradually change the faces to be bird folk in this case.
That was more or less my thinking. And they knew that if they were told you're leaving and we're putting in a bird folk, that there'd be a fuss. So they just said, "Oh, Kesh is almost back. You can go." But that obviously was a lie. How many times a day can you do that, Benneck?
3 times, and I've already done it all 3 times today.
Okay, so we have some time to think about what to do next, because... have you met General Sheridan by any chance?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
so...
Benneck has met General Sheridan, yeah.
So you could definitely contact her if we want to, tomorrow, obviously.
Yeah.
If we want to send someone else to kick up a fuss instead of us. In case we want to start some shit.
Thank you very much for the follow, Julius Flavius. Good name.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that sounds good. Sounds like someone who would stab Caesar 5 times. Also-
No. That was a gentleman named Brutus, thank you.
Sounds like someone who
Oh,
would be
there's so many
stabbed by
gentlemen.
Brutus 5 times.
Yes.
There's so many gentlemen stabbing Caesar. It's a trend out there. What was I supposed to say? Right. Cash, I think this is a great idea, but maybe let's start kicking up a fuss after we investigate the place people disappeared to, so they don't feel like threatened and start covering up shit.
Yes.
I agree. That's a good point.
Right. So, do what we're heading out to do, and then see where everything stands at the end of that. As
Very well.
vague and unhelpful as that sounds.
So
I
we
always
decided
hate it when the responsible thing to do is wait and see. It makes me feel really impotent.
Yeah. But we decided that we hit up the disappearance place first, right? So it's gotta be soon.
Oh, we are doing that?
Well, you're coming at it pretty much the place the elemental is pretty much on the way. You would actually have to go around it to avoid it.
So we should probably do that first then, actually. That would be responsible. Deal with the obvious threat and then deal with the slightly more nebulous and complicated threat of conspiracy.
We'd be coming there tomorrow. Yeah.
You would be getting there around late afternoon tomorrow. The place where the elemental is, yes.
If we do suspect there's an ambush, what do we need to prepare something or?
I'm going to prepare some spells both for dealing with people and for dealing with fire elementals. I'm kind of hedging my bets, but to be honest, I do think that it's unlikely that there are people communicating with this elemental or working with it. So the direction that we approach it from shouldn't matter too much unless it's not an elemental at all and it's just people, but I don't think that's likely either, particularly from what we've found out about Larimar from this paperwork. I imagine this threat is probably quite real.
Eric and Benneck as well, actually, can both make intelligence checks.
Smart boys.
Ooh, raw intelligence.
You guys could be intelligent. That would be awesome.
Can't relate.
Benneck's a pretty smart boy. Nope, not today.
Why did you have to say that?
I am.
You'd already hit the button. Actually, you know what, Kesh, you can roll with this one as well because of your favorite enemy.
Aha! I rolled a 2.
Yep, no, you wouldn't
Hey.
know. That's
It's
makes
okay.
sense.
I
So,
got a 6.
Eric, you do know it is possible to summon elementals.
Oh.
You do know it's possible. You
Doesn't
also
mean
know it would be
anyone-
hugely irresponsible, particularly near the Scorched Grove. But I would just point out to you that you do know that it is possible. You've literally done it.
Yeah.
This afternoon.
It's my whole shtick. Yeah.
Whole thing.
Do I know, like, would that ability be contained to people who are kind of nature attuned like me, or to most spellcasters would it be open to?
With the right research, the right situations, pretty much any spellcaster could do it.
Right, okay.
For example, like you sealed. The big trick is in the Scorched Grove. You know that there are places where the boundary between this plane and the plane of fire are weak, and the elementals can come across sometimes on their own.
Yes.
So, and this is in the Scorched Grove. It might be how this thing got here. It might have always just not been killed yet. But you know, the very first outing this party had was to one such place to seal it again.
Yeah. It occurs to me I had been thinking just about these elementals that had come across in the incursion, but it is very possible for someone to intentionally bring an elemental over. In which case it would be highly possible that it would be bound to follow that summoner's instructions.
Right. But would that person have to be with the elemental? Or is it kind of a go out there and cause chaos sort of a deal?
It could be either.
Oh, goody.
It would depend on how short a leash it wanted to keep it on. I imagine in this circumstance, the person wouldn't care.
You would also, with that 16, I'll give you that. The more powerful the elemental, the more difficult it would be to control. And to have an elemental that would pose a legitimate threat to you would be very difficult to control.
Yeah, it's probably most likely that they would have pulled in something big and then gotten the heck out of there.
Oh, good.
Is this place next to any towns?
Not ones that are still standing. The whole it's like a quarter of the Humblewood was burnt down, and you are skirting the edges of it currently, but you're getting like tomorrow you'll cross into properly Scorched Grove territory. You're probably on the outskirts of it now.
Is the Scorched Grove perpetually on fire, or just
not
burnt
anymore?
beyond recovery?
It was for pretty much the entire time you've worked in the area, Eric. For the last sort of 20 years, it has been a perpetual problem. But now that the summoning circle has been sealed and the aspect of fire banished, it's receding. You don't think it's going to be like the general consensus of opinion amongst the tenders is that solving it permanently and actually getting rid of it forever is actually not what you want to do. It's all about balance, and as a wildfire druid particularly, you're all about sort of the cleansing of the flames and regrowth, and the general consensus among tenders is that we should get back on board with this more cyclical nature of this area of the wood. So currently it is very much in a regrowth phase, but inevitably the fires will come back and we'll fight them back, and then the life will come again. And it's because the belief is that because they tried to suppress that cyclical nature, that's why it built up and built up and built up into this overflow. It is a deeply magical area of the wood that is, unlike the rest of the wood, very much attuned to the magic of life. This is very much attuned to the magic of fire, and it's something that the tenders are now thinking we shouldn't fight, we should work with. So, in answer to the question, it's not currently on fire, and in fact you are starting to see, like, in your nearby area, it's recovering already, and it's recovering much faster than you would have expected as well. Like, it is the life force, the force of the power of the magic of the plane of fire is feeding the regrowth as much as it was feeding the destruction before.
Yeah. Something I'm familiar with.
Cool lore.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Made up on the spot.
It's a lot. It's a lot. So, I'm happy to put it to a group decision. Do we want to try and avoid the elemental until we can investigate further? Or do we want to confront the elemental initially, thus knowing it's not going to be a bother while we're trying to do anything else? There are pros and cons to either choice. But with so much at stake, it feels improper for me to just make an arbitrary decision on everyone's behalf.
I think that we should tackle the elemental first, but would be happy to defer to your decision, Chief.
Hey, Omi.
Okay. Benneck, Julio?
Well, assuming that they don't notice that the elemental's dead, and assuming that, maybe those are two separate events and they're not connected at all, then it behooves us to, actually deal with the elemental first. But I would like to just cast my vote and say that probably this feels like there's some nastiness to it that I can't really place, and my instinct tells me that we should not do the elemental first.
I kind of agree with Benneck on this one. I feel like if there's no towns around, it's in the middle of nowhere, a strong elemental. It feels more and more like someone wants to lure us into this trap, and it would be very unfortunate and very embarrassing for us to die before we investigate the place where people disappeared to. And also, if it's that close, 6 hours away, there's something in it. So, I don't know. I would say elemental later, but you're the leader.
I
honestly don't mind what you end up deciding.
You have raised some good points. It's very possible that this elemental is serving as either a guard dog or an alarm or both.
It would be 6 hours is quite a long way, and the terrain is the way you're going is in hills, not on hills, but in hills. So as a guard dog, it would be hard to control and impossible to predict. As a warning sign, 6 hours distance is a long way to sort of spot a fight off.
I was more referring to if they feel the severance of the summon, because it's not here anymore.
It's not that kind of summon. You sort of open the door.
Okay.
Well, sorry, I apologize. You can summon elementals like that. You can deliberately bring them and sort of construct them your own self, but in this instance, it would be one that was probably brought through a doorway. That would be the easy way to do it in this area. So you wouldn't...
And then bounce out of there.
And then, and then you run. So you
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't notice its disappearance. The summoner probably would not notice its death.
I suppose the other thing that has occurred to me, that if we go and investigate first, we are capable of sending that information away. So,
Before we die, yes.
Yes, worst case scenario, and we all die horribly, at least, we can...
Karen respawns as Shyla Den, and you restart.
Something like that.
Trish would be so mad if you get Benneck killed. Eric is the sole survivor. Trish then hunts him down.
Not for long.
No.
Your death will be so
Trish, I
worse.
need your help. So it sounds like where the plan is to go investigate first.
I think that is what we shall do. I think we shall skirt this elemental creature, so we can do our nosing around. And then once we are done nosing, I think we should choose someone to send what we know so far to. And then deal with the fiery beastie.
Don't even try it. What is this?
Alrighty.
Okay, that sounds like a good plan.
Respawn! Okay. Thanks, Omi. Let's not preempt it. Murders party.
I really
Okay.
don't want us all to die.
I've never TPK'd before. But there's a first time for everything. So,
Listen,
I
that's just
don't
my
wanna
big
taunt
brain
Josh.
idea. We all die, and I just get to make more art. You know, it's nice.
Oh.
Ah,
Well, actually,
plan
I-
emerges.
I met a lovely Australian artist actually a little while ago down south, so I might be being an art slut in a different way.
How could you? How could you?
Watch your back. Hmm.
Yeah, don't kill off my party. All right. No, excellent. Cool, good plan. So, I think we will enact this plan, but first we will take a short break, and then come right back and enact this plan while I figure out what the hell I'm going to do, because you're doing what I didn't want, but that's okay.
Oh no, the elemental has gotten in your way. Oh.
No, love it. You did that. I didn't do that. Alrighty. So we will go away from here now, guys. Enjoy our new break screen with our new art on it. It's super cute. And we'll be back very shortly. Thanks for hanging out with us this evening. Julius Flavius, lovely to meet you. McBluff, hi. Omi, good to see you, buddy. We'll be back very shortly. Say goodbye, everybody.
See you in a moment.
Vast and ahoy once again, mateys. We'll be back with more Humblewood. Unchosen Dead, thank you very much for the follow. Pleasure to have you on board our Twitch vessel? I don't know. I hadn't really thought that one through. So, you guys are avoiding the confrontation with the elemental that you've been sent out here specifically to kill, and instead diverting around, following Benneck's map to the location Kral has sent you to. Correct?
Yes, like true heroes.
Like true heroes, you're avoiding the problem and going and finding a bigger problem. So, yeah, day 3 of your journey. You head on up. So how do you approach this? How do you avoid this encounter that you are pretty sure you know the location of, and get to another place that you're pretty sure you know the location of?
Stealth, maybe?
Yeah, sneaky.
Sneaking in a semicircular manner.
Uh-huh. Sure, so you're giving it a wide berth?
Yes.
Yes. Also,
Right.
do magic-y people between us understand the signs of elemental presence? Would they be like, hey?
It's Kesh's whole thing. It's literally her skill set. Kesh's favorite enemy is elementals, and you're in her favorite terrain right now. This is what this
Nice.
ranger was built for. So
I can sneak you past some fire elementals.
you can probably, if you spot the tracks of fire elementals. So basically, if what your plan is to wait until you find some tracks of it and then divert around, or you're going to divert around ahead and keep your eyes peeled for tracks that you want to avoid.
Option B.
Okay, very well. That will add a bit of travel time. Just
Okay.
heads up. You will probably not get to the castle, fortress, prison you're heading towards until sundown.
That's beautiful.
That's probably the ideal time
Well,
to raid it.
Actually,
How-
no. You probably even the mid-morning the following day, to be honest. Because I said you were. It would have been mid to late afternoon. You would have gotten to the point round about where the elemental is expected to be, and another 6 hours on from there, and you're going around. This probably adds like 8 hours to the original journey. So yeah, probably midday the following day.
Okay. The sacrifices we make for decisions.
Wisely
Sure.
put.
You spend another day traveling, avoiding being detected, avoiding elemental tracks. Kesh, I'm going to assume you're leading the way on this. So, a survival check to look for tracks. And if anybody else wants to do anything else, you're very, very welcome to.
When it feels like we're getting close to the elemental's territory, I'll be spamming pass without trace.
I just rolled a 19 on the dice for my survival check. Thank you very much.
26 all up.
Wow.
Very nice. That's very good. Sure. So, Kesh, you do not see any fresh elemental tracks, any traces at all of an elemental. Now, you were given a pretty good location of where it was, and you were deliberately avoiding that location. So, whether or not that is unusual, whether or not that strikes you as odd that you aren't seeing any sign of it when you're deliberately avoiding it, but you haven't seen the basically you cannot detect the passage of an elemental through the area you are walking through.
Right.
I presume you are heading to the right. You are curving up.
Yes.
Yeah. Because the other way would be much longer.
As Cash does that thing, can I try to investigate if I see any signs of human presence? Not human, but bird folk
or humble folk
presence.
presence. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Very well. Make me an investigation.
Ooh, I also rolled 19. Let's go.
Nice.
23. Okay. You see evidence of the passage of a few people on the route you're taking, but no more groups of no more than 4.
Mm-hmm.
You see probably 2 instances in the maybe 3 instances in the entire day.
How fresh?
For that, you would need a survival check.
Can I point out the places for
Yeah.
the ranger?
Yeah, sure. You can point that out. Cash, making a survival check with advantage to determine how long ago people walked past here, and perhaps more.
I just rolled another 19, and it was on a different dice as well.
26. Okay, cool. This is obviously Kesh's wheelhouse. Julio, when you point out these tracks, Kesh, you notice that in 2 of the 3 cases, all of the feet belong to birdfolk. However, there are no large groups. One was a group of just a pair. Then the other 2 were 2 pairs of 4. One was composed of, it would be, a birdfolk, and then 2 Mapatch and a hedge. From the shape and size of the footprints. The third was a variety of birdfolk. A corvum, a luma, a raptor, and a gallus.
A lot of bird folk wandering around these here parts, and only a couple of humble folk.
That doesn't surprise me in the least.
Eric, the tenders are about 60% birdfolk.
Does Ari know that?
Well, the tenders are charged with maintaining and keeping the Scorched Grove.
No, I choose to think that they're
Very
all
well.
part of the conspiracy.
Very well.
These may well belong to tenders.
Oh, would that make sense for them to be here?
Yes, they're around the perimeter of the Scorched Grove.
Eric, you can make a nature or arcana check.
Okay. Waiting for my app to load because
no
it's
worries.
cool like that. They're the same, so let's make it Arcana.
Very well. As a tender, yeah, cool. As a fellow tender, familiar with the ways of tenders, Eric, you would recognize a place where plant growth has been cast. Nearby one of the sets of tracks. The set of tracks belonging to the all birdfolk party of 4. Yeah.
Yeah, you see how this is a bit greener here? I think this was us.
Okay, good. That makes me feel a little better.
It does make me worry somewhat that there were tenders so close to this elemental, but hopefully they're okay.
Did they bring in the information about the elemental?
Someone would have had to.
They,
That would make
Kesh,
sense.
you can investigate the report to see if it contains any information about who actually brought that in.
10 on the dice.
Kesh, it does not specify where the information came from, I'm afraid.
Right.
it is part of our job to scout the area, and if the threat is small enough to deal with it ourselves as
Right.
tenders, and if not, to give it a wide berth and to make sure that everyone else is giving it a wide berth as well.
It is also
Fair.
a function of the Wildwood Brigade to both report and, if possible, defeat.
Gotcha. So it could be nothing.
It's a good thought, though.
I mean, the positive is that there don't seem to be any tracks of the elemental.
This is true. Whatever we're encountering, it is not the flaming thing that will try to kill us.
No.
Kesh, however,
Positivity!
you will get from your report with that roll that this one is not particularly fiery.
Okay.
It would have contained some information about, like, what little information they had about it. This one seems steam-based.
Oh. Steamy. So we haven't found the steamy thing that's trying to kill us.
We'll die with our pores clear.
This is true. We will have glowing skin.
What a battle cry.
That's how
If
I
we
want to
must die on this battlefield, we will die with our pores open and purified.
Steamed.
Yeah. Julio does some fresh veg.
go. Oh, a sheep mask. Yeah.
Yeah.
DM, do I know if steam-based elementals would be susceptible to water or cold?
Make me probably nature.
Nature?
And Josh scrolls up to the creature he created.
Resistances?
20. Wow, filthy 20. They do not. You wouldn't think that they would have any resistance or immunity to it, but in terms of
Not vulnerability either.
not vulnerability, no. It would be the only one that would be the only type of fire elemental that would have no vulnerability to having, say, create water cast in a cloud above it, Javier style. But with a 20, I will also give you. You can expect resistance to physical damage,
Yeah.
and obviously immunity to fire and poison.
Yeah, okay. I share that with the group.
Well, we wouldn't
Julio
want to
cries a little.
we wouldn't make it too
Daggers.
easy now, would we?
Yeah, Julio doesn't have any magic weapons, does he?
Yeah, because last time I had a choice and I chose to protect my squishy self.
Well, that's good for us to know now, Julio. I can work on that for you.
Oh, nice. Well, I do have this boomstick, the inheritance. So
It
I
does
have
do
something.
fire damage.
Shit.
Like, is it magical fire damage?
Yeah.
I don't think that's gonna matter.
Doesn't really make any difference. If anything, it's worse.
Yeah.
That reminds me, though, make sure that you're around me when you need that thing reloaded. Otherwise, you're going to be shit out of luck. Or Benneck. Benneck could probably reload it for you as well, I
For
imagine.
what?
Great bonfire works.
You just have to, like, burn it and it reloads.
Oh. I haven't seen that before, so yeah, I can
Well, no
set
one's
it.
ever
Oh,
fired
here.
it, so none of you would know.
We've never shot it, so
I,
anything could happen. Do you want to do a
Ah.
test fire? Just shoot it at some trees or something?
I think we're right now stealthing, so no.
This is true.
Do you
This
want to
is
make
true.
a stealth
I'll
check,
try.
actually? Can you make me all a collaborative stealth check, please?
yep, my pass without trace would still be going on, so add a +10.
Oh,
My
I
roll is so
definitely needed
shit.
that plus
Oh, wow.
10,
With
17.
plus 10, 15.
24,
Oh.
24 though.
24, 17, 23, or sorry, 33. Gosh, nice, Eric. And Karen got
15.
15 plus your.
No, that's with plus 10. I rolled a 5. Oh, plus whatever my modifier is.
Well, you have advantage on stealth when you're in your favored terrain,
I do. 16 on the die.
and your
Nice.
modifier is a
Nice.
7, so
Yeah.
that's 22.
33.
33. Pair of 33s and a
33.
17 and a 24. Yeah. You managed to make up for Benneck's clumsy, not very good at wandering through the wilderness
I
academic.
keep saying, like, you can shoot it at me, I'm fine with that.
He probably would be as well. Yeah, cool. You do that. Yeah, you are probably not noticed. Cool. You proceed along
Hey.
for another day. Would you make camp? Or would you push on through the night?
How close are we now? Like,
You
would we
reckon you're
arrive?
probably a good 4 hours journey further on?
Crack of dawn then, folks?
Yeah, well, no.
Yeah.
So you rest?
Yeah.
Cool. Alrighty. Do you do anything in this evening? And I presume you look for a stealthier place to catch a rest. You are now heading up towards the northern boundary of the wood, the place that is nominally the area nominally called the Humblewood. It is bordered to the north by a not exclusively by a mountain range. The Crest Mountains only go about halfway along the top of the wood, but there is a significant hills to this side, and once you get to these hills, finding a cave to spend the night in probably wouldn't be overly difficult. So I'll happily say you find a cave to spend the night in. Probably not as comfy on the ground, but significantly less wind chill.
We do hate wind chill.
While we're in the cave, I did want to talk with Eric a little bit.
Wow.
At some point after dinner, Julio would come over and say, Eric, forgive my ignorance. I don't really know that much about like inland things and tender things.
Sure.
But I'm a little bit confused. So you fight the fire elementals, and you're all about preserving life from fire, but you carry a fire elemental with you. I don't know how that works.
Yes. If it helps, I'm, to my knowledge, the only one that does. I'm somewhat of an anomaly. I've been somewhat of an anomaly most of my life, so this doesn't feel terribly different for me. But this happened relatively recently. Only, God, what, like 4 or 5 weeks ago, DM?
Yeah, about that.
Yeah. It's still something I'm kind of getting a grip on myself. And I wasn't sure about Hope at first, but I don't. I trust her. We wouldn't have told you. I don't think we told you. Our band got together in the first place because we were assigned to take out a group of 3 separate fire elementals, and the second one that we found was a mother with a child who showed no signs of hostility and really just seemed to want to get back. We were able to make some communication with her. Her name was I'm still struggling with the emphasis, but it was Mohwenchi, I believe. And that was the point that the four of us kind of realized that these things are not all one and the same. They're individuals just like we are. And
Can
in
the
fact,
other two hear this?
I would kind of take a visual cue from Julio, but if Julio seemed like this wasn't a particularly secretive conversation from his end, then I would kind of raise my voice to include them.
Yeah, I wouldn't make an effort of sneakily doing this.
Yeah.
Very well.
Oh, I think I met Morwenchi.
What?
Yeah. While we were in the plane of fire.
You were in the plane of fire?
Yeah, defender business, and you know how it is.
No, I don't. What?
So cash. Yeah, just I was
nonchalant.
I'm
no
just
big
Went
deal.
to the plane of fire and you met Morwenchi.
Yeah, Morwenchi mistook Trish for you, Cash, if I remember right.
Oh, okay.
Cash is quite a bit shorter than Trish and looks nothing like her, but to a fire elemental.
I
Yes,
mean,
we all look alike, eh?
A bit racist, but I get it.
Look, different
I wasn't
species and
used
all
to
that.
it.
How?
And then they helped me with this, and I take out my chimeric totem charm thing.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
you can turn into a fire elemental if you like.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
In appearance only. But
Yeah.
How is she? How is her child?
Oh, she's fine. The child is well. Believe it or not, Nevermore was on babysitting duty while we did a heist. But that's like a story for another day. But
How
Morwenchi
did-
seems really
whoa.
happy and has like a bunch of our plane stuff, like paintings and
Like
stuff that.
souvenirs?
Murals.
Murals.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, she's like a chef for this some big wig dude that we stole from.
right. Well, it's good that she got back all right, I guess.
Yeah, she was like saying all these thank yous. So I guess yeah. I mean, you guys deserve that from what I heard just now that you helped.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
good
we
job.
were supposed to kill her, but she just seemed to want to leave, so we just let her leave.
Yeah, she was.
Which sounds like a really odd decision when you word it like that. I promise it made sense in the moment.
Well, no, it made sense. We rationalized this. Remember, our job was to get rid of the fire elementals, and that's what we did.
Yes, we solved the problem, if not in exactly the way intended by our employer. They don't know that, by the way. I'm sure you get that. We would prefer you didn't tell them that we just
Oh,
Send her
banished
back.
everyone. Yeah, we
I'm
just,
glad you clarified, because I would probably tell this story to like everyone. They were so cute.
Oh, you can tell them you met him. You can be like, oh, I met Morwenchi in the grove. Just don't mention that she was in the grove because we didn't kill her. Because we were meant to do that.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So if elementals are so down to converse, what about this guy? The
Oh, they're not
big one.
all just.
To be
You know,
completely
like a-
clear, they're not all down to converse. Some of them are very much down to kill the shit out of you.
Like there was this one guy that we murdered, and he was like slaves, pro slaves.
Oh,
Fairness, he wasn't an elemental, but
I'm racist.
but
You know, they all look alike.
Alright, that wasn't an elemental, but it was played with fire. All I saw was fire everywhere, so
and I believe that some of them are more bestial and instinctual, and some are more intelligent and calculated, and it's sometimes difficult to tell which is which just based on sight.
Yeah, like there's a chance that the one we're going to meet will want to have a chat, and there's a chance it'll just try to kill the shit out of all of us the second it sees us coming. So it's really a flip of the coin. Really
There's-
helps with stress, I'll tell you.
Yeah. There's a chance that because of its proximity to the Scorched Grove that it may be somewhat berserk.
That too.
Which
490
does make our choice about killing it easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
491 Phantom, thank you very much for the follow, by the way. Good to have you. Welcome to Corsair's Cove. We play D&D. We're doing it right now. Good job. Keep doing it.
Hashtag not all fire elementals.
Hashtag not all fire elementals. Yeah, we're getting into
Hashtag
deep
yes,
lore.
all call them.
Yes, all call them, though. We're getting into some deep lore in this episode. I'm so happy that happened, because when you were telling that story, I was like, oh shit, Benneck met Moroenchi. Oh, I would love it if that came up.
I was like,
Yeah, I
don't know if
completely forgot.
I don't know
Yeah.
if I hear this, so I was just quiet.
Yeah, no, I was like, because I looked at Dan and I was like, didn't see any recognition in his eyes, so I was like, cool, all right, sick. That's some good acting there, Dan. Alrighty. Do you do anything else this evening, or are you good?
I'm glad that you brought this up, Julio. I'm glad to hear that they're safe and that we did a good thing, Cash.
Ibn no knows a cantrip. Nevermore taught him.
I don't want to credit Nevermore like ever, so I leave that story out.
The principle.
Yeah.
I think by the end of it, everyone's chatting, and Julio is like with a sad smile, just poking the fire. Like they're all so cool.
Aww. Aww. Hearts in chat for Julio.
Hey, Julio, I mean, you're with us now, and we tend to attract elementals or head straight towards them, so chances are you'll get a chance to either kill or save one yourself.
Yeah, yes. It's just, I'm quite a bit older than some people here, but I've done like nothing compared to you guys. Like, I've been a pirate, and then I kind of got scared and left the pirates, and then I was just like a shopkeep.
But then you came back to confront your fear and your ex.
And you helped banish the wake worm. Well,
Yeah.
you helped us set the wake worm free. You helped Arthur fulfill his ultimate ambition of becoming one with a boat. And broke the news quite gently, which was very important.
You did a great job.
Okay.
And
I'm just
you
saying,
found
like-
out about the gangs in the city, which none of us had thought to check up on.
Yeah, sure. It's just everyone in the city was like, "Oh, look, there's Cash. She's so cool and sexy. Oh, there's Eric. Oh, he's one of the tenders. Oh, there's Benneck, the defender." And
they do
and
that?
then there's me.
Hey, you just need a little more time, my Jebin friend, and they will be clamoring for your autograph, and they'll all be like, "Oh, that's Julio. He was a pirate. That's so sexy."
Plus, I'm pretty sure that when we were in Saltar's Point, there wasn't any look at Cash, look at Eric. There was, ooh, look at that dashing pirate, sailor, merchant, Julio. I distinctly remember hearing whispers of that.
Do you roll deception on this one, or?
Yeah. The
Oh, 'cause I
mother's
don't
one,
remember that.
10.
Do I believe this?
Roll insight.
How convincing
damn.
is our attempt to
You
boost
can, if you
Julio's-
like, Julio. Roll insight
Oh,
with
no.
disadvantage.
Oh, I'm already at
Oh,
3.
there you go. No.
I believe.
You believe him.
Oh,
Aw, Julio blushes a little bit
Eric
and
is
starts
really
to
good at convincing people of stuff, apparently.
Aw.
Very persuasive.
Kesh kind of gives Eric a bit of a nice. Well done.
I am
You're
there,
cute.
like, so awkward, like, wow, it got really heavy really quickly.
Yeah.
That guy, like, at the party, that's like,
Yeah.
oh no.
I am, for that interaction, going to give Julio and Eric inspiration.
Hey.
Oh,
That was-
nice.
That was lovely. Eric, you are the best at this. So, do you do anything else this evening, or is it just sort of lovely social interaction? All right.
As
so
much as I have the ability to call people, I shouldn't.
yeah. Okay, cool.
Hey Trish, can you tell Nevermore that he's a dick with no context?
Wait, if Helvig is alive, you can probably send a message. And like, even though there's no body, like, hey, what's up?
But you know, that's
That's a great
be
idea.
weird to
You should
try.
definitely do that.
You should go talk to yourself.
Yeah.
Daria
I
is
love
such
that.
a shit stirrer.
oh man, I don't want to inconvenience the guy.
You know, he's disembodied right now. I don't want to impose.
He's got a lot going on.
Yes.
Yeah, and like, you know, we tried really hard to, you know, save him and like went to the plane of fire to do that. So I think he's like super important.
Okay, Benneck feels like the Julio of that group.
Yeah.
Alright, does anyone else need their ego stroke? We're all warmed up now.
I don't need to though, I'm a defender for sure.
You're
Just
a savior.
that Helvig's so cool.
In
That's true.
fact, actually, Helvig is only a defender. You're a savior.
That has
Oh.
not dawned on him with his -1 wisdom.
No. Technically, you all did murder him too. There is that.
On that
So-
particular detail. You did.
Cash helped.
You totally fucking murdered him. I helped.
Yeah. I mean, he was drunk.
That was a different time.
Yeah. Whatever.
Okay. So, yeah, you can. What order do you stand watch? And yeah, what order do you stand watch? There isn't actually no hand.
Well,
I'll go first.
Julio is quite pumped up, so he'll go second, like looking at stuff with his one eye.
Yeah. So Julio is half blind and doesn't have dark vision. He's going to take the night watch,
The darkest time, yes.
the darkest
He
time
believes.
of the night. Cash, on the other hand, who has dark vision, takes the first watch before it gets properly dark. Love it. Benneck
so
will
smart.
obviously stand
Oh,
the
when
next
you
one,
put it
and
like
Eric.
that. Should
Eric
we
takes the
swap
dawn
over,
watch.
DM? Would you like us to swap over so our
I'm just
level of dark
asking.
vision makes sense with the continuity?
We're in a cave. It's
Cash
the
and
way of
Eric,
fire.
yeah,
We're
whatever.
fine.
Yeah, whatever. Like, it matters not at all. So Cash takes the first, Julio takes the second, Benneck and Eric.
Last.
Okay, great. So the two who have dark vision take dusk and dawn. Noted. Very well.
It's fine, I rely on my smell.
I don't
Yes.
have dark vision.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, cool. I'm done. Cool. All right. So, drunk on possession, but drunk nonetheless, I guess. So yeah.
I wasn't
right,
drunk,
so-
Your Honor. I was possessed.
That's not a defense that
Oh.
works anymore.
And now for my defense, I will prove the existence of the devil.
Benneck.
Like, you can't prove that the devil doesn't exist, and that,
Can you-
therefore, is reasonable doubt.
Benneck, it's doubt. It's not reasonable. Benneck, can you make me a perception check, please?
Boy. Door. Void. Oh my god.
Ooh, thanks very much, Benneck. Good job.
Thank you, boy.
Filthy 20. Okay.
Is the void just following Benneck?
Yeah.
The
Void-
void
Those
was
all
not
the
here
defenders
until
and the
The
Saviors.
Void is a massive Benneck fan. He just anywhere Dan goes, the Void follows. He just
the
he
Void was a
just-
fan of Benneck before it was cool.
Yeah, the Void is just lurks.
OG.
the void lurks with D-Rab under the floorboards, sending the good vibes. Nat 20, a filthy 20 on the
20.
dice. I don't know what I'm saying. You take the shift that goes from about 4 in the morning till about from about 3 in the morning till about 5 in the morning, and around 4:30, you think you can hear movement outside the cave. Ways
Hey,
off.
just
Something walking.
I just like inch closer to where I think Kesh is, but not do anything just yet. I won't jump the gun just yet. And if it's like, I'm gonna go in the cave, I'm gonna be like, "Hoy, hey."
The void favors no one, Omi. The void simply is. So you're just sort of waiting, listening. It does sound like someone is... it does sound like someone is approaching cautiously. Very cautiously.
I'm assuming the fire's in.
No, smaller than a fire elemental.
No, I'm assuming our fire
Oh,
from the
you
camp
would've-
is out.
Banked it. Well, unless you would have put it out deliberately your own selves. You probably would have banked it so the coals are glowing at this point, but it's not out because that keeps it warm but doesn't actually generate a lot of smoke or light.
Do fire elementals even have legs to like do the footstep function?
Some do. You haven't met very many, but, well, you've seen a bird one that does have legs. Hope does.
Hope has legs.
Yep, canon.
What would I do here? It's I'm gonna do the stupid thing and not wake people up because it's
Let's
big
go.
day tomorrow and I might fix it myself.
Sure, you do that. So you are going to go and check it out your own self, are you?
Yeah.
Excellent. Make me... So how are you doing this?
I inch away from the party. I am
Heading to the mouth
low-key
of the
hoping.
cave?
Yeah, I'm low-key hoping that we do like we're both blind somehow, and we're just gonna pass each other. I'll just make sure that if it is like way too much for me to handle by myself, that they are within like shouting range.
Right. So you're keeping your ears open... Well, you're a bird. You can't close them.
Does Susan's dagger like glow?
Very dimly. Not enough to actually cause illumination, I would say. But yes.
Cool, great.
No more than a glow stick, sort of.
Right. I will try not to tear any clothes. I guess it's hopefully magic-y enough that it won't do that. But I just kind of like ready it, like underneath my cape.
Sure.
As I like inch closer. I'm ready to shank a bitch.
Okay. And
I
you are-
cast mage armor on myself because I should do that.
And you are stealthing?
Yes.
Right. Make me a stealth check, please. And do you have to speak to cast mage armor?
Yes. I would do that quietly.
All right. Make a stealth check, please. I'm just increasing the DC in my head.
Oh, well, I don't know that shit. I do a full-on Power Ranger transformation in the dark.
Yeah. You mutter the words to mage armor under your breath, but it still probably ruins the otherwise very stealthy way you were moving out of this cave. Your ears pricked for further movement, Benneck. You hear whatever it was retreat rapidly.
Oh, you don't do that to me, bitch. I give chase. I give
And
chase,
that's the
so
last time we
I give,
saw them.
I give
And-
chase, so at least
I didn't
get to
realize
see the
Benneck
shape.
was getting written out this episode.
Get your pen out, Daria.
We just finished the portrait. How dare?
Yes.
I did it for you, Daria.
Just put a big red X on him for now.
Okay. So you pursue this person.
Yeah, I'm on the. If I weigh the information they have and the information we have, it's all in their favor. I need to get something out of this.
Okay. Very well.
Is the logic?
Yeah, you pursue.
Kill.
So you would guess from the sound you were about 30 feet away from this person when they turn and hightail it away. They run, you run. You are trying to catch them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, make me another perception check, please. Fresh perception check to sort of pick them out in the darkness. It is pre-dawn gloom.
Cool.
You dash. All right, Benneck. You're very dexterous, right? Yeah, your acrobatics.
That is my best.
How's your athletics?
Athletics, it's decent. It's plus
Okay. Can I get an athletics check, please? Because you are chasing this person, unless you would choose to do something else.
4. Yes, as in I am casting haste for extra fast.
Nice. Okay, you cast haste on yourself. Is that a concentration?
But I am not casting
armor,
any
is it?
other thing.
Okay, cool.
No.
Yeah. Right, you are hasted. You chase this person. Benneck, you can feel yourself catching up, and you can hear their footsteps. Then you hear their footsteps. You think you're heading in the right direction. Then a blade swings out from behind a tree at sort of neck height towards you.
Nani?
Sorry.
This is not the time to say Nani. You knew what you were doing, running into the dark.
A 24 to hit you.
24. Hold on, let me check my AC math. From
It's not 24, bitch.
It
no,
could be.
actually,
Benneck is
it's
26,
25. I cast
Yeah.
shield.
What?
Yeah, you block with shield.
Yeah, it stops in the air and it cracks the air.
Yeah,
Fuck
I
you.
don't actually think I can beat that.
Can
It
you
bounces
beat
off
25?
you, Benneck. I rolled a 19 to hit you. It didn't. Benneck is a tough boy. He is the party tank. Benneck, a second blade swings in and would comfortably have beaten your AC if
It
you
wasn't
hadn't-
25.
If it wasn't 25. In fact, it would have equaled your AC, I think. These blows knock you back. I'm going to say you are knocked prone by this because you were rushing forwards, and then these two slashes come in.
Or
and
I did like a slide.
the
so now I'm prone.
the face of a corvum steps out of the gloom from behind this tree and leaps on you with a dagger.
Oh, good.
But the blade does not penetrate your shield spell. He is sort of on top of you. Benneck, what do you do? It is
Alone?
your turn. You say
Well,
hello.
No, I am gauging if he is alone or they
Oh,
are.
he does appear to be alone.
Well,
He is a she as well.
well, am I gonna have to have early breakfast? Is that what's happening?
Damn.
2 F's in, he's already eating someone.
Oh, this is why you went alone. So if you killed them, you could
Yeah.
eat it without feeling the searing judgment of others. I'm
I
on
feel
to
like
you.
Benneck has a passive intimidation somewhere.
Hey, Benneck, is that a black feather coming out of your beak?
Oh, sorry.
This person actually is magpie-like to look at.
Cool. Well,
Not for long.
like, lightsaber dagger.
Yep. What's it
I
set
mean,
to right now? What
let's
color
set
is
it to radiant, just because it might be rude. I might eat them later. Necrotic's probably
Oh,
gonna
yeah, you don't
make...
want necrotic. That'll spoil the
Yeah,
meat.
no.
Yeah,
I attack twice because I have hasted.
you do. Yeah.
That's a dirty 20 on the first.
Dirty 20 on the first. Yeah, hits. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to tell you. Yeah, it does.
It's
hit.
like 11 on the second. Probably
Does not. No.
Okay.
The second one is parried by their dagger. And
That's
you,
cool.
yeah,
7 radiant.
takes 7 radiant damage. This person grunts as your radiant dagger slams into the side of them.
Who do you work for? Or you'll die right here.
Your mum, and headbutts you.
Nice.
Why did your mum send an assassin?
In fairness, your granny would have.
Yeah.
Assassin.
I love this person. I love you, Mom Joe.
She is going to make a headbutt attack.
Sure, I am prepared to cast shield, but probably not. I might just not flinch and it'll just get stopped by my mage armor.
It gets a 21 on the dice. Well, it's a 21 total.
That's pretty good. I have to cast shield. No, actually, no. Fuck it. Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
alright. Yeah.
I'll take it.
She headbutts you
I won't
beak to
flinch.
beak.
I might bleed.
She casts Peck, yes. You are going to take some damage.
Cool.
5 on the dice plus 3. Oh no, it's plus 0 because it's strength. So yeah, you take 5 damage.
5 damage. It seems to pierce the mage armor, but still like inches like this close from his face because
Yeah,
I have an
cracks.
arcane ward of.
Yeah, you do. Damn it. He is so
Also,
hard.
you have temp HP, by the way.
Yeah.
Off from the thing. I am fucking
from
loaded
dinner. Yeah.
from dinner.
Yeah.
I have
He's in no
added
way
the-
injured. You can only have one kind of temporary HP.
It's not temp HP, arcane ward.
Your arcane ward is different. Okay. Very well. She also makes a stab attack with her dagger, which is going to be a 17 on the dice plus 5, 22.
Hold on. I have to do this. Con save for haste. Yep.
Oh, haste goes.
Yeah, that's
Oh, that's bad. That's
take-
a stagger
Do
for
you
a
take
round.
the damage?
Yes. That's
Okay.
okay.
This person does, because she is still on top of you, she gets sneak attack as well. So you take 4 from the dagger, 5 from the sneak, plus a further 3 from their dex. So that is 12 stabbing damage.
Not even close, baby. Still have 1 on the arcane ward.
Before you, yeah, and the air around you sort of cracks badly like glass, but it's air.
Cool.
Yeah, cool. It's very, very cool.
Yeah.
Alrighty, your turn, Benneck.
I don't have 1 because of the haste, so it's your turn.
Oh, right. She keeps stabbing. She says she wants her recipe back, and stabs you. She's
My mom?
slashing. Yeah,
You're really committed to this storyline.
yeah. The first is a pair of 8s because she's sort of straddling you. So no. The
No.
second, a 16, which makes it 21.
Yes.
Yes, 21 hits. Do you react?
Oh, you know what? I will shield that.
Okay. So now I need a nat 20 to hit you. A 16 is good, and a 17
Not
is
exactly,
good.
because the haste is down. You have to beat 23.
Oh. Well, then I think the 17, no, 22. Damn it.
My arcane ward goes up by 2. So
Did you
it's now
cast shield?
3 because I cast shield. Yep.
Very well. Your turn.
See,
I like to
was
imagine
gonna-
the haste fades because you're a little dazed from being headbutted. Like, even though it's like, even when you're wearing
It's
a
fine.
helmet, it was still like, yeah.
I only will stab this bitch once. Because I'm waiting to see if they get desperate.
Well,
15.
she's
The
concerned
mind
she's
games.
still winning the fight. 15 does hit.
Yeah, but I don't know if they know who they're fighting yet. 8.
Oof.
8 radiant.
Very nice. You do that. Yeah, and this time she hisses. Ah! Where were you stabbing?
Just like gut, because it's like I'm prone, right? So it's
Yeah.
easier.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Are you can ask her? Like, you can try again to communicate with her? Because at the moment it
No,
looks like
I'm
you're just trying to
waiting.
kill her. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
Sure. Very well.
Why would I repeat the question? I asked it. She heard it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she headbutted you and called your mother names.
Yeah.
And then, she attacks you a whole bunch.
She had her chance for peace and she blew it.
A 17
You
first.
can still take it. I'm not gonna repeat myself.
A filthy 20.
Filthy 20 to hit me. Well, I had plenty more where these shields come from.
So you do. Very well.
That's another 2 to my arcane.
That's a crit. So
Bring it,
she-
bitch. I don't
she
have any
hits you with the
concentrations to
dagger.
lose.
It's 2 of them. And 2 of them. Pair of 5s on the dice. That's 15 plus 3. 18 points of damage
Ooh, ooh,
from
ooh.
this dagger that she slips in, and she sort of she presses, she catches you, and then she just keeps pushing, and it breaks the glass of the air around your ribs and slips in, I think, and actually catches you for some actual violence. She did choose violence.
Yeah.
Does she diss his mum again?
Yeah,
No,
but the
she,
insults keep
It
coming.
would seem to be no. She is focused on the stabbing.
No time to be rude about your mum.
Well,
Yeah,
cool.
no more mum jokes.
Well, I'm glad I was prepared for this eventuality. I cast Hold Person.
Oh.
Nice.
So she makes a check.
Yeah, it's a Wisdom saving throw.
Very well. Wisdom save. Oh. Okay. I'm afraid that is a natural yeet.
Oof.
+1, so 21.
No, that's okay. That's it.
More stabbing.
Was like, can I try and kick her off me?
Oh yeah, you can. I'll allow a bonus action to sort of try and get up. She
Yeah.
hasn't officially grappled you. You're just on the ground, and she's on top of you. So
Yeah,
yeah,
so can you, like, fuck off?
you can actually stand up if you like. Like technically,
Oh,
you're
I
not.
do that.
Yeah. Make a bonus action attack, sort of just to sort of get her off, like an anti-grapple, I suppose.
What do you want me to roll?
Athletics or acrobatics, however you want to stand up.
Well, I am very nimble, so I will do it acrobatically
Very well.
with a sudden, unexpected wing flap from
Love it.
Velcro.
You shoot into the air above her. 19, yeah, you do. You sort of swoop up into the air. You don't ever leave sort of base contact, technically, but yeah, you sort of launch up over her and then sort of cast Hold Person down at her, and she just sort of grits her teeth through it. And then as you land, she is going to flurry of strikes at you. A 17 and an 18 on the die. I'm rolling very well for her. That's a 22 and a 23. These are with her saber. She's only hurt you with a dagger so far, but these are with the saber.
I will shield. One of them will get through though.
Very well. The first one hits for a d6 plus 3. 4 points of damage. And then the dagger comes sweeping in from behind. Oh no, it's another crit. It's another yeet. This dice is doing
Wowza.
beautifully today.
Great.
Throw it away.
Put that away, please.
Yeah. I have rolled a lot of yeets because I rolled one for Cash earlier as
Sorry,
well.
can you repeat the damage from before?
It was 4. The turn before was 18.
No, that's okay. I missed
Yeah.
the 4.
It was just the 4. Okay, so 6 on the d4s. Only 3 on the d6s. So 9 plus 3, 12.
Well,
The stabbing dagger.
mhm.
This dagger is brutal. It's
Yeah.
like Trish's lucky dagger. Except it's not magical at all.
Well, on the dagger. You're not getting sneak attack because I'm not prone anymore, right?
Correct. That was just a crit.
Just
Yeah, she has to have advantage on you.
How hurt does she look?
She looks like she's alright.
Oh.
On a scale of 1 to not bloodied, she's not bloodied.
Oh. How hurt do you look, though?
I'm pretty
How are you
bad.
doing?
Quite.
I'm pretty bad from multiple crits in a row and always high
Damn.
rolls.
Time to shout, maybe?
Maybe yell for some
I
help.
think I'm not in shouting distance anymore from.
Oh no,
the
Benneck, you would be no more than 100 feet.
It's okay.
Hey DM, how close was it to my watch?
About half an hour.
Okay.
Would
Dice
the string of
hacks
insults
confirmed.
about Benneck's mother have reached sleeping ears, mayhaps?
Cash, Cash, anybody who wants to can make a very high
Right.
DC perception check.
17 on the dice.
17's pretty good. Plus whatever it is, because it's quite good. Cash, in your dream, you overhear somebody saying something quite unkind about someone else's mum. Because you got 24 for your perception while you're asleep.
Okay, it's my
Do
turn.
I
right?
wake up?
That is up to you. But to know
Isn't
what's
that
going...
horrifying? The dream about somebody
Bah.
else's mother.
Yeah, no. It's really... Yeah,
Someone was being rude to someone else's mother.
Yeah.
This
It is your turn, Benneck.
Yeah, it's the time to retreat, but there's no point in yelling. Instead, I will, as I cast haste, I will attempt, like, I'm basically bluffing. I like flinch to to my immediate, like, right towards where the sun is,
Sure.
like rising up,
Yeah.
or wherever it is positioning. I flinch in that direction,
Sure.
and then and then leave.
And yeah, bug out. Very well. You do that. She would be at disadvantage for her stab you on your way away attack, so she'll do that. Yeah, she got a 6 on the dice. Yeah. The other was a 17, so you're lucky. But yeah, she goes, oh no. But she cannot keep up, and after about sort of a dozen steps, she stops and retreats herself. She's like, no, not. But you do hear her
Try and register
mutter.
the face.
You do hear her mutter like, next time, Spiky Boy. No, not Shiny Boy.
I was like, that's the
Next
other
time,
guy.
Next time.
Why am
Shiny
I
Boy.
getting the ire for Helvig?
Yeah, sorry.
Shiny.
Kill you,
What about him? Is
hedgehog
shiny?
fool.
Like,
No,
damn.
I think she's referring to, as in I know this because I'm saying her words, the glassy effect of his arcane wood.
That's
Ah.
fair.
Yeah, she's a murderer, not a poet.
How long did she give up on him?
She only chased you like 20 feet.
Great. I'd like to stealth and see at least vaguely which direction she retreats to.
Back the way she was already running when she ran away from you.
Great. Does that match in terms of the direction where the...
That you're heading?
Mhm.
Not quite. She's
Okay.
fleeing pretty much due northeast, but not the direction you'd be going now is pretty much straight east.
I'll just drink in as many of the details as I can if there's any. If they're
I'm really
dumb
sorry.
and have any insignias.
It would be straight west. My compass directions are backwards. You'd be going west, and she's heading northwest. So she's heading about sort of 30 degrees off she's heading that way, and you're going that way.
Interesting. Okay, well, I'll leave the tracking for the ranger in the morning, because that scuffle will leave a mark.
It definitely did. Benneck, you
I go back.
limp back to the campsite.
I mean, I'm no stranger to getting hurt,
No, not at all.
but yes.
I really enjoyed how cocky you were going into that. I'm like, she's actually a pretty boss character. Like, she did roll crazy well.
You just have to be confident, because I mean,
valid.
Any sign of weakness, right?
Very
It's
well.
part of the battle. You gotta psych them out.
Yeah.
Sure. And you do that. You return. Kesh, I think you probably blearily woke up, wondered if Benneck had gone off to pee. But you didn't hear very much more. You woke up about 10 seconds before the fight finished.
What shift am I in? I'm fed, right?
Eric will be taking over from you.
Oh, I don't wake them up. Well, I wake up Eric for the watch, yes.
Yeah. In about 20 minutes, you wake Eric up. Do you tell him?
Yes. That's the responsible thing to do.
Yes, it would be. Does Eric notice how badly injured you are?
I don't know if
You got stabbed a bit?
If there's any
Eric is pretty perceptive. So
Particularly
if
where
there's-
healing is concerned.
Yeah. Benneck, what the hell happened?
There was this Corvum lass that
By the way, I'm casting Healing Spirit immediately and basking him in it as he's talking to me.
they were trying to sneak in our direction. I tried to. Well, first I had to know what that movement was about, but I guess I wasn't quiet enough, so they kind of ran. We had a scuffle. Didn't learn much though. All I learned was they were unfazed, so that's something.
DM, are we still in kind of tender territory?
Yeah, absolutely. This
Yeah.
is still Scorched Grove, neck of the... It's borders of the Scorched Grove, but yes.
By the way, this spell really great.
How much does he heal?
22.
Thank you.
Nice.
Is that enough?
Is there ever enough, Josh?
It was maybe take a rest, maybe a short rest.
Oh, yeah.
About to have a nap, yeah.
I'm gonna do that. I just wanted to, let you
I
know.
just want to point out, by the way, on my 5d6s, I rolled 2 6s, a 5, a 4, and a 1.
Yeah, I know. That's nuts.
Stonks.
Stonks. Stonks go up. I kind of show off my tender robe and any kind of insignia that I might be wearing, and I say, did you get a good look at her? Was she wearing anything like this? Maybe she just thought that you were some kind of poacher.
He was extremely angry, yeah. We were up close. Does it match?
You can make a... I'll let you make a retroactive perception if you like, or if you would argue for something else. I'm open to other ideas for what skill you would use to try and determine whether or not she was the most aggressive tender anyone has ever heard of.
Like,
Well, if she thought she was being attacked.
it's fine.
Was she tenderly aggressive?
Who sent you? Headbutt.
That I know.
Your mom!
I consider that tender behavior.
That sounds like Stephanie to me.
Investigation, because I was trying to find out where to stab her good.
Okay, sure. Investigation.
For the weak spots in the uniform.
Sure.
Well,
Whoa. Okay.
Wow, natural.
I hold a
I'll
grudge.
give it
Josh.
to you regardless because nat 20, whatever it was, you picked, you got it. Yeah, she was not dressed like a tender. She was not dressed like any military organization or any organization at all that you are experienced with. She was dressed like somebody out to hunt at night.
Common bitch. Some basic hunter bitch. Some basic assassin bitch. Find your own shtick. That's right. It's just some basic assassin bitch. Dressed like
Salt.
I described. I am quite salty. That is quite salty.
Yeah.
It's interesting that you chased her.
Well,
That-
yeah.
If she, I mean, like, that implies that she didn't like what she saw when she came across us and then was trying to flee. What-
Rather,
what-
she didn't. Well, she didn't actually see you. I don't think. She just figured she was had.
That, like, that there weren't, her targets weren't sleeping, you think?
Yeah. And then, because I caught her, she stabbed me. Which, totally fair, I get it.
Benneck, I don't know how your usual group usually does things, and to be fair, the other two previous members of our group probably would have done the same thing, but they're gone now. So I think we should adopt a policy of not going out by ourselves. Even if it means waking one of us up.
Ooh. Like, sorry, that seems insensitive. No good with people. Yeah, better not the topic. Yeah, no, I understand.
I mean, I know that we really only just met, but I feel like we bonded somewhat at the wedding. I don't really want to lose anyone else. So don't be stupid, because I know that you're not.
Debatable.
Smartest person in this party. By a country mile.
Yeah,
You
pretty
know,
It's also-
you know you don't have to prove anything, don't you?
I mean, I do know that. Mainly because the defenders keep throwing the title at me, so I have to acknowledge that the title means something. Honestly, I'm just disappointed I couldn't do anything better. It wasn't really for you guys, it was for me.
We don't win them all.
Yeah, no. I've failed many tests in
I'm-
the avium to know that you don't win them all. Yeah.
I'm just glad that you failed in such a way that you managed to limp back to us.
Oh, I know when to retreat.
Good.
How
She
many times
had
did you
me.
get stabbed before you decided to retreat?
Shut up, not here, Karen.
It's not about
Sorry, I'm
the
just like-
amount of times of being stabbed. It's how close to death you are.
Look, good job anyway. Try to get back to sleep, and in the morning we'll.
I'm out like a light. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it.
In the morning we'll try and find those tracks.
Spina and Bishop Blood. You can roll me both 1d4 in chat, please. Exclamation mark roll space 4.
How many assassins roll in the
Yes.
morning?
Yes.
A 1 on the dice from Bishop Blood. That's yeah, good. Excellent. So that'll be the first one. No, that's. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not great. And Spina, if you could do me the favor of one as well. This will be how many spell slots Benneck retrieves from
damn.
his partial long rest that he is getting the interrupted second half of.
Oh, okay.
Because he's only getting like another 2 hours
Fair
after
enough.
burning quite a few.
Can I also do my arcane recovery for being a wizard
Yes,
on top of whatever?
I will. I have no issue with that at all. You are functionally taking a short rest at this point, so if you want to burn hit dice, you can. And so that is one first level spell slot you recover, and whatever Spina rolls will be how many higher level spell slots you recover, because you burnt some more than first level ones as well, didn't you?
Yeah.
If Spina is currently lurking, then anybody else is welcome to do it. Bali, Omi, if you're around, anybody at all.
Get in there.
Get in there. So, guys, I think we'll actually leave it there. Because it is 9:45, so we will. We haven't done our favourite moments yet, which is something we. There you go.
Daria.
Daria rolled for you, and 4. There you go. So
Comes
you get
through with the fucking good.
one first level spell slot, and 4 that you can spread around your second and third level spell slots, which should get you pretty
Wow.
good.
That's all of that.
There you go. All right,
Nice.
so
Nice. Well
you're
done.
only shy on first levels.
Yeah, which I think my arcane recovery covers. Combined level of 3. Yeah, easy.
Oh wow.
I'm just fucking tired.
Yeah, you're just a bit tired. Yeah, I don't think it imposes any sort of long-term negatives on you, other than you've burned your arcane recovery for the day.
Yep.
I
can't
would
do that
really
again.
have liked that to have affected more. There we go. Never mind. All right. Cool.
That's
So,
okay. You burnt one of my second level spell slots.
hey, that'll do. Look, I'll take it. So, I think we'll leave it there, ladies and gentlemen. So, I need to thank Serum for his amazing work behind the scenes. He's actually done some stuff this week, so we're very grateful for him. In fact, he very rapidly did something just before we went live, about half an hour before we went live. So, I'm incredibly grateful to Serum. He makes the character art look amazing. Very grateful to Daria, who does the character art that is amazing in the first place. Thanks very much to Daria for that, and to my other players as well, you bloody legends. Thanks for coming out and playing this silly game with me. So, let's do some favourite moments. This is something we borrowed from the Dreaded GM and we frickin' love, because it's hard being an artist, and identifying what you've done is a really good idea, and what you've done well is even better. So, who wants to go first with their favourite moments? If you go first and have, say, my favourite someone else's moment, we'll talk about them first.
I think we should start with Benneck, the MVP, the boss of Nightly Assassins.
Very well.
It was pretty great.
Yeah, very cool. Daria, what do you reckon was your favourite Benneck moment?
Just the audacity, the goal, the gumption, the fucking everything in this last fight. Like, not afraid at all. Like spitting in the face of danger. I did not expect Benneck to be like this. Because last session we're stressing about buying a gift. This session you're like, come at me, bitch. Like, the contrast is beautiful.
Come at me, Brett. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Bring it.
Stab me again. Dare ya. Double dare ya.
Benneck is the least wizardly wizard. And
You know what? I was thinking, like, this party lacks a tank. Like, we have a rogue, a ranger, a
Don't
druid,
worry,
and a
you've got
wizard.
one.
Never fucking mind. Yeah.
no, as long as he's got spell slots, he's basically untouchable.
Yeah, or they don't roll crits. Josh,
yeah.
you rigged.
Yeah, no, I dead set didn't have to fudge a single dice roll. I just rolled a bunch of 16, 17, 18, 19, 20s. Yes. Also, getting you on your back, you just lay there for a couple of rounds. I was like, okay, I
I was
will
like,
continue
am I just
stabbing.
automatically prone? Alright, bitch. I guess I just have to stab you from here.
I was like, hey, look, if she can't hurt you, at least she knocks you prone because you were running full speed, hasted, into 2 swipes at neck height. I feel like that just knocks you over. Can you?
That's fair.
Can you stop licking my face?
I do enjoy the. It's like, I'll just stab you from here. Whatever.
And my favorite Benneck moment was, oh, I know more Wenchy. And
Yeah.
the super cash nature of, yeah, no big deal. We were in the fire plane.
We had a
defender
chat.
stuff. I really love the phrase, just defender business, don't worry. Like, we're so hecking cool.
Yes, that was gonna be mine. That was very cool. It's something that I have been waiting to come out since it happened in your campaign. And at the time I was like, I don't know how this is possibly going to come out. And then lo and behold, Benneck joins the party. And then I had completely forgotten when we started having a conversation. So yeah, that was very cool. I also liked the badass line of, I already asked her, I'm not going to ask again.
Yeah.
She knows.
She knows what I want to know. Yeah.
Changes her
Bishop Lucky
mind,
also
she
went to
can-
the water plane and felt no need to mention that either. Well,
No,
I
'cause
think he's
that's
still
the
a bit
worst
salty
part.
about it.
That was the worst part. The
He's
teachers
literally
made
salty.
that mistake. They teach us not to double check our maths, and they don't double check their maths.
Yeah.
Benneck's just waiting to drop that particular nugget on us at a later date.
Yeah, but like awesome to play.
He's got to hold on to some more awesome
Yeah.
to deal out down the track.
Yeah,
Just defend
these
the
little
stuff.
nuggets of epicness. He's like, oh
Yeah.
right, yeah, that too.
Yeah, he
Don't,
did. I love
don't
that
use
he
up all your
didn't.
epic at once. You got to ration.
He didn't
batch.
turn himself into a fire elemental, even though he could.
Yeah.
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 I did forget about that, but like afterwards, I was like,
Yeah.
hmm.
Nah.
Doesn't
We've
matter.
seen it. We saw it during the fight, during the kidnapping.
Yeah.
Oh,
turned
yeah,
into-
yeah.
During the crossover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That's
meant
right.
For fighting the assassin person, because I was like, either they might be like, oh, that's scary, or oh, that's hot, weirdly.
Yeah. Bishop Blood, I didn't know. Didn't I tell you about the Howling Abyss? What? Yeah.
I
Um,
think my
No, it's
favorite,
fine.
my
Favorite Dan?
favorite Benneck moment, which I wasn't expecting. I was fully expecting Benneck to wake up Cash, and I was like, that doesn't feel right in this moment right now. And I was like, okay, guess we're doing that. We're committing to that. See
I'm
where
gonna
this
do the
leads us.
stupid thing. I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, Dan, yes.
I'm like, and I don't think he would have done that. I'm still like, why? Why'd you do that, Benneck? I'm still trying to resolve it in my brain.
I
But
loved
that's how it was.
I mean,
think
if
it's
nothing
okay.
else, it was a very cool story moment.
it. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
It was
Um,
exciting.
Yeah.
You get to show that Benneck's kind of like a little bit of a murderer.
I
Yeah.
mean, yeah.
That was my other favorite bit. Was the looks like I'm having breakfast early. I was just like, how? I was like, no, I've got this, and I was like, yeah, I think you might. And then I started doing really good, and I was like, oh
And I
wow,
was
okay,
like, oh,
maybe
never
not.
mind.
Yeah.
Sorry, didn't mean to kill ya. That happened.
I wasn't
Sorry.
actually going to kill her if it got hurt enough, and then like decided to give up.
Yeah, no.
But
you
I needed to
did-
establish I was ready to
You
take
did
the
15
extra
points
amount.
of damage to her.
Losing that haste. I was like big regret.
Yeah.
I should have just blocked it, even though it was like a little bit inefficient.
Yeah. Alrighty. Have we all said nice things about Dan? Shall we talk about somebody else? Let's talk about Eric. Eric had some lovely scenes today. What favorite Eric moments, everybody?
Therapist Eric.
Yeah.
Analyzing everyone. that was very sweet. Like I like to imagine that Kesh is our like group leader, but Eric is our like
Kesh's
heart
group
leader.
dad and Erica's group mum, by the looks of it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, but how do you feel? You know?
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
The part I gave you inspiration for, dead set, the making Julio feel better for not being as famous and cool as everybody else. Even though Eric is not famous, like he's cool, but he's not famous. No one's going like, oh my god, is that Tinder Eric? Yeah, he's a really weird dude, actually. He's just quite capable, he's got a weird red feather, and he's a bit of a strange guy, actually. A bit odd.
You know what? We're cool with that.
Yeah, what a freak.
Yeah, we like our weird, cool people. They're handy. They're useful.
No judgment.
I also liked his little bit with Hope, where he's trying to coax Hope into the nest.
Oh, and it's like, and I'm gonna put you down now.
Yeah. Wow, this is really hot.
You're burning my shoulder. I'm gonna put you down now. Don't panic. I said don't panic.
I just had like a mental blank because I was like, oh yes, here's all the things, and then I got like choice paralysis for like a moment to pick. But I mean, I'm obligated to pick our scene at the end when you were just like, you just like went straight for it. There was like no questions asked. We're just gonna go right into it didn't feel like there was any like umming and ahhing and pretense, because he was, injured. And you're just like, tell me what happened. Also, you don't have to do this. Oh, and you're new, so again, we will establish that maybe don't run away next time.
Like, we're not going to be mad if you wake us up in the middle of the night because we might be getting assassinated. That's fine.
That's the whole point of you.
Please do wake us up in the middle of the night if we're getting assassinated.
It's literally the point of standing on watch. Yeah.
But you didn't get assassinated, so saying duty.
I guess you did your job.
Yeah.
Yeah, the task failed successfully. Because I haven't really gotten to know these characters much, well, if at all.
Like,
so
you've known them for about nearly a week now, but yeah, generally speaking, like you've known Cash and Eric for over a week, but you've actually spent like 5 days. Yeah, true. Yeah, yeah. Like Eric knows them better than Dan does. Cool. Any others, Brendan?
Yeah.
Favorite self?
I mean, I think I got a nice moment with everyone tonight, so that was very cool. Yeah, that moment with Benneck at the end was it definitely established something, whether it was accurate or not. It established an opinion, which may or may not change. But that was a nice moment of relationship building. But I also really liked the fact that Julio brought up the question of hope as a tender and of fire elementals, and that topic opened up this whole other conversation about our approach to things and kind of got us reflecting on what we've done so far and our future approach, as well as led to the revelation about Morwenchi. So it was funny because when Daria said, oh, I want to take Eric aside, I was thinking that Julio was going to scold him about being pig-headed about something. I was like, oh no.
Right.
So that was, for Eric, it was kind of a pleasant surprise to be able to talk about that.
Kuto, I'm going to assume that's my guess. Kuto, I'm afraid, yes, you have caught us for favorite moments. It's something we do at the end of every session. Given that I planned pretty much a combat session, and these guys pretty much exclusively did the opposite, we've got a lot of favorite moments to have. We
I went to stab a bitch.
Yeah, I mean, you did stab a bitch. I did manage to work in a little bit of combat towards the end. One that I uncommonly, for me, nearly won.
We turned it into a lore session mostly.
It was so good. I loved it. I had a great time. So, Kato, I'm afraid, Yeah, DM prep. 2 hours out the window. Not a problem. That's okay. I did
You'll
get to
use
use
it
one of them. I did.
later.
I already did. I already got to use one of them. I reworked it. I was just like, okay, what would those people have done? As the free ever DM, I can feel it. Yeah, Kato, yes. Well, thank you for joining
They
us
were
anyway.
waiting to
We will
assassinate us.
we'll be going raiding. No, not necessarily. That was not necessarily at that point. I was expecting you to go and do a whole bunch of stuff. We will be going and raiding Phoenixy Wacky, so if you want more D&D, stick around and we'll go and find some more for you.
And the VOD will be up on the YouTube channel in a few days.
Pretty quickly. Yes.
Yeah, Josh has been very good about putting them up lately.
Yeah, I'm pretty quick. And you can check it on our channel almost immediately. Because I don't make it so that you can't watch the VODs after the fact. There you go. That's the link there to our YouTubes. Yes, this is like nearly Ep 60 of the Humblewood world, and Ep 18 for this particular party, although 2 of them are pretty new.
We kind of started a new kind of
It's
chapter
really hard to
a couple
actually
weeks ago.
pick exactly what point everything starts, really, because everything's very interconnected now, and I hecking love it.
Just jump in because we forget shit all the time, so we'll refresh.
Yeah, you'll get caught up relatively quickly. I try and make sure everybody's on the same page. Alrighty, let's talk about Julio.
Oh, Julio's little insecurity moment.
Yep.
Poor little
loved
insecure Julio, just God.
My favorite Julio was be a very little detail, but the chopping the fish out of the stream for dinner.
Yeah.
Love that idea. Great.
Yeah.
My favorite Julio is checking if hope like the present. I already forgot about it. I was like,
So did I.
Oh,
Right,
but
we
he's a
did that.
sensitive boy.
Kato, we are mostly Aussies. With the exception of Julio Daria, who is Julio's player, we are all in Australia. And Karen and Brendan are Australian. Dan, are you Australian by birth?
Nope.
Nope. Alrighty. Yeah, Dan and I
But
live
I
in
am.
Australia, but are not Australian.
I have a shiny piece of paper that says I am, though.
Oh, I'm a citizen
Nice.
too. Yeah. Yeah. So there are 4 Aussie citizens here, but only
You
one.
opted into Australianism.
Yeah,
Brendan
we
and I
chose
had
it.
no choice.
Well,
Yeah,
thank
yeah,
you.
yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you very much for the follow, Kato.
I was born in it, molded by it.
You
Wow.
merely chose the Australian. I was
And
born
if it all
of
goes
it.
to shit here, you guys have options. We're fucked.
Well, you married me. You're probably okay. As in, you can
Oh,
come
no,
with
what
me
do you
to
let
the
Sorry,
sinking,
Brendan.
the sinking island. Yeah, no, you'd have to marry Daria. That would work.
Well,
Go and live in
I was
Russia.
thinking
Oh, I
that,
don't
but I'm
think-
like, I don't know.
I don't think that's a good idea, actually.
It's not you, it's me.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's not you, it's my government. I'm sorry.
It's not you, it's my police station.
Well, Dan, then you have to go and marry. Brendan, you have to marry Dan instead.
yeah, we can make that work.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I know Dan's been working out. He's got a good bod.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And it's his birthday.
Nope.
Always.
I already gave my Julio moment earlier. I kind of
Yes.
wrapped it up in mine, but
Yeah.
that conversation was very cool.
Yes, it was. Daria's favorite self moment. It's
Well,
just swim to New
I mean,
Zealand.
Julio didn't do much this session, but I guess he facilitated the discussion and the bringing of information between 2 parts of the party. So you're welcome, I guess. That's my input. And he was pretty chill. That's fine.
Bishop Blood, just swim to New Zealand. It's not that far, right? I would think it's
We're on
actually
the wrong
quicker.
side of Australia.
Pretty sure from where we are in Australia, Bishop Blood, it would be quicker to swim to Cape Town. Certainly New Delhi.
Or just swim to Bali and stay there.
Heck, I
It'll be
mean,
fine.
the Philippines would be quicker. Yeah, Bali.
We'll just go to Bali forever. Drink beers
Alright.
on the beach.
Yeah. Do you mind?
My favorite Kesha moment was
Yeah, tell me how
Analysing-
great I am.
it was analyzing the handwriting together. That little kind of detective moment that we had together was very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I
I will
always
say.
sorry.
ahead.
I always enjoy a moment where like mine and Eric's skills like mesh together really well. So the handwriting bit, and also when I'm like we should go down the road and then sneak into the forest. And you're like, well, if I cast pass without trace, then we can literally pass without trace into the forest. I'm like, genius.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love when there are situations that like perfectly highlight like the skill sets of specific characters, and like us thinking about elementals and in a forest. Kesh is like, oh, I'm ready. I've been born ready. Like, let's go. It's very nice.
That's Kato, you are very welcome to it. It is the dreaded GM's originally. I mean, anybody can have it. I've done it in theatre, but I'd never encountered doing it in D&D before. But yes, the dreaded GM, who is an excellent Australian D&D streamer, and if you get one thing from this, go and check Dread out. They did a Mother's Day stream this morning with Robert Hartley and Dag, and it was great. All of them played mums in a spaceship, and one of them was like a wasp mum, and one of them was like a demon Azimar thing, and her mum was and her son was a bookworm, and they went on this adventure. It was great. Yeah, check that shit out. Dredd does it, and we borrowed it from him because we started when Dredd and I were playing a game together on Game on Australia, and I took it because I loved it, and so
I do like referring to it as a positivity circle, though.
Positively circle, nice. Absolutely, yeah.
My favorite Kesh moment is like just any time that it showcases like what kind of like leader Kesh is.
Yeah.
Just like I love it. I think just to like pinpoint an actual moment, because that's the name, is the like getting us all taking all of our perspectives on like what to do and like our opinions on like this is why I think this is probably better, and weighing all of that and then concluding. It's a really like.
It's a democracy, not a Keshocracy.
But that's actually what a good leader does, is takes on everybody's points of view and then makes the decision based on them. Like, throws it out to the party, hey, I'm not going to make anybody do anything they don't want to do. This is what I think. What does everybody else think? Takes that on board and goes, you know what, actually, this is valid points, and let's not do the thing I originally thought. And Eric and Kesh, the first two opinions out there, changed when the other two said their opinions because they made good points.
They did make good points. They're very persuasive.
Yeah. It was a really good sesh, and it completely fucks everything I did.
High five, Daria.
And that's and it's totally valid. I was just like, good. No, I'll just make something else up. And then I didn't have to, because you guys lored and talked and improved the entire session. So yeah, I was just like, look, I'll sneak in a little bit of combat, but only because Dan rolled really well.
So something I'll add quickly is, as we're reflecting on it, it occurs to me that today was a good session for emphasizing everyone's strengths, or some of everyone's strengths, I think. Yeah. Even though Julio didn't get to action, Julio kind of demonstrated that he was the conscience a bit and a deep thinker, and also trying to make everyone happy and keep everyone fed. So that was cool. But yeah, it really felt like, particularly Kesh and Eric being part of the original members of this specific team, it really felt like, yeah, we are equipped to deal with fire elementals in the forest.
Yeah. And it feels like they are now they're rebuilding their team around what they've got now. And yeah, going like, yeah, no, this is what we've got here is at least as good, if not better. Yeah, because these two aren't insane.
Well, I'm not sure about Benneck right now.
Well, yeah, Benneck.
Yeah. They didn't see that. They don't know.
They don't know.
We didn't witness any corpse eating, so
no.
He's safe for now.
I haven't said a favorite Kesh moment, and Kesh was great. I think Kesh proved today that the trick with the Ranger class, and a reason that a lot of people don't like Rangers, is because you need to know what you're going to be doing when you're building the Ranger before you actually play the campaign. Because Rangers are built around knowing the terrain you're going to be in, and ideally the kind of things you're likely to fight, otherwise they're rather underpowered. Which is why people take forest, because you usually go in them, right? And humanoids, because fair bet you'll fight at least a few of them in the adventure. But it's really hard to build a ranger that's effective a lot of the time without knowing what you're going into. Fortunately, Cash did know what she was going into because she's sleeping
Yes.
with the DM.
That's the trick.
Why is
You
Kesh sleeping
You just
with
have
you?
to establish a long-term relationship with the DM, convince them to marry you, share a bed with them every night for years and years and years,
Yeah.
and eventually
And about a
they will be
decade on,
nice
they'll
enough to
start
tell
again.
you who you should.
Yeah, that's
how
a
you
lot
should
of work.
optimize your
Yeah.
relationship.
Stream it.
Have that. Can I
Stream
just
it.
have it in my backstory and
Yeah.
say that I did it, and
Yeah.
then I get all the stuff out of it?
Roll a d100. But if I have to pick up a particular Cash moment, it would have been, I would say the working with, it was the insight check and how she dealt with that information after, like, the does this make sense to me? That whole conversation, the leading that conversation about, do we think Larimar is doing this or not? And the brainstorming out the ridiculous, crazy complicated story. It was really interesting for me to watch, because I was like, wow, like, this is at least as complicated as what's actually going on. So yeah, okay, well, we've done our favorite moments. Thank you everybody for
My
them.
favorite
Yes.
Josh moment is
Yeah.
the fight. I have a nemesis now.
We have a magpie Corvum who doesn't like
Yeah.
you very much.
Yeah, they actually called my mom names, and also like gave me like a nickname. I feel like I have a nemesis now.
Shiny
It
boy.
hasn't dawned on Benneck yet.
I look forward to her like stepping out of the shadows, like, "Hello, shiny boy."
Your mum says hi.
And I'm like, who are you?
That actually works. I don't know if you did it deliberately, Josh, but it works really well. Like her being a magpie. It's like, "Ooh, shiny boy, I'm gonna step."
They
Maybe I
love
did,
shinies.
maybe I didn't.
It's a ship. It's a ship now. Okay, you either die by her hand or she's the love of your life. Okay.
Benneck's already married.
Damn it! What? And we don't know that?
I have no idea
Gotta
to
ask.
who.
Shit.
Uh,
She was going for the ring.
yeah, yeah.
That's why. Yeah.
They just
Besides,
made a
I'm pretty
promise.
sure. I'm
I
pretty
think
sure
he's
you
engaged.
just described Julio's backstory.
Yeah. Go for the
Oh,
shiny thing.
maybe.
Yeah, it's actually Julio and Benneck.
Oh, we're engaged. What?
Didn't even know.
I was thinking Julio's the one who's gonna die at his ex-lover's
right.
hand.
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
definitely.
I meant
Absolutely.
instead. Yeah.
Yeah. And Eric will die at Trish's hands. We are the only person we haven't figured out yet is Cash. Brilliant. Probably when
Cash is
everybody
gonna be
else
the
is
sole
dead, Cash is
survivor.
going to be like, well, now what? Goes and find Javier and
Also,
reses them
I don't
all.
know. Maybe Benneck will be Polly. I don't know.
Yeah, all right. So there you go, Cash.
We've
You're in
opened
with
the
Eric.
door.
We've opened the door for the ship.
Okay.
Not for Cash, but the murder.
Speaking of DM moments, I loved how much lore we got this session. That was a lot of information. Getting the lore. That's what we did. I liked how sus the situation is about Larimar. Maybe I'm just too dumb and like don't understand the obvious stuff you laid out for us or something. But I was like, okay, so someone impersonates them, but they would do this thing, and I'm like, what's the? And I'm trying to figure it out, but I'm not there yet.
Breadcrumbs.
I love how you're kind of teasing the little bit of these conspiracies. Like, it looks an awful lot like Larimar's handwriting, but it's not Larimar's handwriting. And then we're like, oh, so is it someone pretending to be Larimar? Or is Larimar like trying to protect themselves by making it look like it's not their handwriting, but in fact it is? And you're just sitting there with that, grin on your face.
It gave us more information, but I don't feel any closer to figuring it out. I have a general thing and a specific thing, so I'm going to say the specific thing first, and see what you say about yourself. But I really liked the description of the assassin fight. I really liked the description of the arcane ward cracking and shattering. I haven't heard that described, so that was very cool.
That is Dan lore. That is Benneck lore. That is and Dan came up with it, so I'm not going to take credit for it. But yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, for my
cool.
first time hearing
Yeah.
it, that was cool. So
is
nice description, Dan. But it also, I, despite the fact that I wasn't involved at all, I felt really engaged with that combat. A lot of DMs would just kind of say, okay, I rolled a hit, I hit, take this much damage, but you really narrated it and made it really storyful and full of imagery. So it was really enthralling. I was on the edge of my seat to be like, fuck, what's going to happen?
I was worried.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes, they're like, oh my god, this thing was so awesome and you got to keep it secret and you were winging it the whole time. It's all according to plan. Yeah, my favorite me moment was that fight, but for a different reason, because it wasn't planned at all. And so my favorite me moment was working out what the people would have done because you didn't do the thing that I thought you'd do. And working out what all the moving parts and going like, yeah, this is a neat idea actually. So yeah, one of them, scouts and stuff. And then Benneck did something real stupid, and it turned out really interesting. And
It was a good idea if you weren't rolling really well.
FYI, the character you fought, base level, she's actually like stat-wise from the book. I didn't mod her at all. She is from the Humblewood book. She is a CR4 character.
Yeah.
Now you're
beam
level
to the
6,
blow.
but you soloed for the CR4 character. We're losing to, but you know.
Well, CR4 means they have to fight 4 level 4s.
Yeah, she'd be good for a level 4 party. Yeah. So a level 6 ought to be able to take her on reasonably well. But yeah, I was just like, she's no pushing.
All right. Round 2, bitch. Let's go.
When
Come
we
on then,
find
shiny
her,
boy.
we'll leave her.
And it's like,
to you.
she's mine.
I mean, it was very cool, but at the same time, now our stealth getting to the place of the abandoned people is fucked.
Well,
They know.
Only so far as
It
maybe
was
they were
fucked
already
already
coming.
because they knew we were there.
I mean,
We just have
you
to go out of it.
yeah. I mean, doing stupid and reckless things makes the stories interesting, though. Like, if the plan goes off flawlessly without a hitch, then there's no real
What's the fun in
conflict.
that?
And
Yeah.
Exactly. But Josh, I'm gonna jump back on to piggyback on what you were just saying. And I said this a few times, but I really liked your adaptability and your versatility in throwing out what you had planned for this session out the window and going with what we were the way that we were headed. Again, I've said this a few times, but I really admire as a DM your willingness to just go with the group and follow the storyline naturally rather than try to force a shoehorn anything in.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You
Okay.
didn't force us back into the channel. You were just like,
No.
oh, fine.
No, and you can tell I wasn't going to because I announced before the break. I was just like, well, guess I'm throwing out my notes.
Yeah.
I can't remember what meme I'm thinking of, but someone just sighing deeply, picks something up, walks through several different locations, throws it out the window, then comes back, sits back down. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just throw all that away.
Really
Don't
cool.
need that anymore.
Not a problem at all. Alrighty, well, guys, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Thank you for my favorite moments. They are very, very gratefully received. So, if you've enjoyed, please chuck us a follow, smash that follow button, and check out our socials, ! Socials. I can type. Boom. And our ! YouTube. And we will go away from here now. So, guys, tell me who the heck you are. Dan, who the absolute heck are you?
Hello, I am Dan in the meat space, D-Reb in the cyberspace. Nice to meet you if you're still here and vibing. And I hope you continue to vibe and your heart beat perpetually till the end of time. Maybe not till the end of time, but as long as you're comfortable with it.
I hope you live as long as you want.
Yeah.
Daria, who the heck are you?
My name's Daria. Unfortunately, I'm not the vibe guru like Dan. I'm just an artist. You can find my art here or elsewhere. I also play D&D here on the Eldritch Scribe Twitch channel. That's on Mondays. And that's me. I do hope you vibe and you live, but I'm not gonna impose any boundaries. You do you, babe.
That's good vibes.
Who the heck are you? That's the definition of good vibes. Yeah. Karen, who are you?
Hi, I'm Karen. I am a writer, a performer, giver of opinions since a random comment by Josh. My opinion is that I should not be given coffee because I go completely crazy and then just crash like a stone. But anyway, you can follow me on Twitter at Mother of Bunnies. You can follow my sexy Bella Sculptor Ego on Instagram as Miss Lola Moore, and you can listen to my dulcet tones on the D&D podcast, There Be Dragons, or you can find me here on Monday and Thursday nights doing more D&D things, which is fun and makes me vibe nice.
Vibe nice. Much good. Very
Nice
well.
vibes.
Brendan, who the heck are you?
Hello, I'm Brendan. I'm a vibe connoisseur. I direct and act in Perth, and I hang out here on Thursday nights, and it is mostly chill and sometimes scary, but very cool.
Excellent. The Vibe Connoisseur is actually a follower of ours.
Well, then I'll be the vibe gourmet.
There you go. Thank you. The Vibe Connoisseur is a friend of the Nerds of the West. I don't know who they actually are, but yeah, that's they are a real person on Twitch.
That sounds like a pretty rad,
a great name.
hospitality review thing.
Yeah.
Gourmet vibes.
Mesdames et Messieurs, Dame Underherren, and beings of indeterminate gender and persuasion, I be Josh the Pirate. I be a professional actor, improviser, and puppeteer in Perth, WA. I run a Twitch channel called Corsair's Cove, where I play D&D with some of my friends, and you know that because you're already here listening. Well done. Keep doing it. I will be back on Monday night for more Mano a Mano with Karen. Karen and I play a 1v1 DM versus player, but it's more sort of playing with, not against, and we take it in turns to be the DM and take it in turns to be the player. Currently, I'm the DM, and Karen is playing out a small adventure with our communal character, Peril, and her offsider, Garrett. Garrett Dale, the halfling boy, who's a real boy, because we finally made him on D&D Beyond, so he actually has a character sheet now. And then I also play Warhammer Total War on Tuesday nights, and vibe there. If you like my face and voice, but you think I could stand to turn the face down a bit, you could check me out on the D&D podcast There Be Dragons. It's a 5e D&D podcast in a fantasy gunpowder setting where I play the infamous and deadly pirate Skern Felspar and his little dragon, Rush. Thank you, Dan. It's a joy to have you here.
Too much.
No, but what do we do if he wants you to turn up?
He turned the face down a lot. The links are in chat for that. The episodes are really, really good. I've just caught up on them all. It's been a while since I listened to them, but yeah, we're at like 32 eps are out, so and it's really good times. Fantasy gunpowder, heavy lore. If you like lore-heavy D&D, it is. It's also very funny.
And my character gets stabbed with ever-increasing regularity over the course of the series.
Cool. Alrighty, well, we should go away from here now. Karen, we do need to talk about one more thing, and if you don't mind, tell me about Ukraine.
Ukraine. It has been forcibly penetrated by Russia, which is displacing a number of Ukrainians. Realize I probably shouldn't have used the words penetrated. It's late. I'm crashing from my caffeine. I'm sorry.
I feel like forcibly penetrated is appropriate in this circumstance.
It is accurate. Russia is inside Ukraine. The Ukrainians are running away from the Russians, and that sucks and is difficult. So the emergency action appeal is raising money to help Ukrainian refugees. You can donate at the link in chat. The Australian government has pledged $2 million, and they have raised almost another $2 million. So if you have any spare pennies, send them over there, and we can help some Ukrainian refugees have a hot meal and somewhere to stay and maybe some clean clothes, and till we get this whole penetrating Russia business sorted out.
Brilliant. And if you like supporting charities, you can come over to Ardent Roleplay next week, where we are doing Australian edition of Jasper's Game Week. I will be playing on Tuesday morning and on Thursday afternoon with Robert Hartley and Ardana and Dread Aussie Gamer. I will be running a game on Tuesday morning, and Rob will be running the game on Thursday afternoon. Other games are happening. There will be 12 hours a day for 5 days of Ardent Roleplay's Jasper's Game Week. The tickets at the table have been bought already, but it's very exciting. I'm excited to be there. Literally just been sitting here following quietly because it felt formal. I didn't want to interrupt. Very well. Well, we will go away now. We will go and raid Phoenix Iwaki, where I will be playing next Wednesday night, finishing our Deadlands game. And
You're gonna be a busy boy next week.
I am very busy boy. So yeah, go and show John the love. Tell him where you came from. Throw up your favorite raid emotes in chat. And yeah, I don't know what they're doing. They're probably playing D&D. It looks like it. They are. I think this is the group that does. Oh no, it's not. It might be Wild Beyond the Witchlight, but I don't think so. This might be Descent into Avernus. I could be wrong. Yeah, go and send John the love, and we will be here next Thursday night at 7 p.m. AWST. I hope to see you guys there. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye,
Goodbye.
everybody.